Geauga Local Access Cable Corporation presents Chardon Hilltopper football. Tonight it's the state semifinals as the Chardon Hilltoppers take on the Mayfield Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Services since 1859, by Newman, Leary and Bryce, by Universal Disposal, rubbish and garbage collection for commercial, residential, and industrial, 286-3173. And by Clemson Excavating. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Chardon Square Auto and Body, by Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge, by Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs, by Freeland Associates, Certified Public Accountants, by Hotter's Lawn and Sport, Honda and Cub Cadet snow throwers are now in stock, by Lawson Ford and Mercury, by Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified, by Diamond Machinery Company in Chardon, give them a call, 286-4969, by Hamden Building Products for all your building needs, by Civic and Associates, certified public accountants and management consultants, by A.J. Goulder Electric Company, by Richards Maple Products, gift packages year-round, call for our free brochure, by Air Cleaning Systems Corporation, clean air for businesses and industry, 285-3565. By Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brake, suspension, and tires. Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CB tooling. By Alvord Insurance Agency. By Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs. By Ayrshire Corporation. By Chardon Auto Parts for all your auto parts needs. By Quay Buick. Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. By Ken's Transport, Incorporated Bulk Haulers. Home and Business Storage, 204 5th Avenue, Chardon, and US 422 in Troy, 285-3653. By the Maple Leaf Restaurant, 540 Water Street. By Peterson and Eyebold, Attorneys at Law. By Geauga Art and Framing Gallery, 301 Center Street, Chardon. By Boswick's True Value Hardware. By Patrick's Pizza, open 7 days a week, takeout or delivery, 286-9577. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you. And once again, we are here for you. I'm Craig Dees, joined as always by John Walsh, later on by Tim Kelby. Tonight we're at Byersfield in Parma, Ohio. We've been here before. It's the state semifinals. The winner goes to Paul Brown Stadium next week. It just doesn't get any bigger than this, and we've got a beautiful night for football.
Oh yeah, again, a little chill in the air, but it's dry conditions. Virtually no wind going, and it makes for a great neighborhood rivalry.
Let's wrap up last week's game against East Liverpool. A lot of folks thought it'd be a little bit closer than that, but Chardon came in on a mission and took care of it.
Yeah, offensively and defensively, they just had everything going. If they come in with that intensity tonight, Mayfield's in for some trouble. But I'm sure Mayfield's going to be up for this game, and again, we got a good matchup tonight.
And let's talk about the Mayfield Wildcats. Once again, we've got another team going against Chardon who is known for the fact that they can run the football and run it very well, and it's going to be, again, can they perform against this Chardon defense?
Yeah, well, the big thing is Chardon's through the season has stopped a 1,000-yard rusher. Mayfield has a little twist on that. They come in with 2,000-yard rushers. There's going to be a little more creative, but I think that the main matchup is going to be the defensive end. I don't think their tackles can slow them down. They're going to have to get help from the tight end and the blocking back to just, stop the rush from the two tight ends of Chardon.
And we'll have to see how Anthony Grosso can do a quarterback for Mayfield. Not impressive numbers on the season, but again, much like Ryan Davis, hasn't had to do it, but he may have to put the ball up sometime tonight. Let's talk about the Chardon offense before we send it to the coaches. Offensively, running on all cylinders last week, and we talk a lot about Scott Mackar, we talk a lot about Mitch Hewitt, but really, the offensive line are the guys that make it go.
Oh, there's no question. And tonight I was honored to be presented with one of the lineman shirts. It's the whole hog. These are the guys that just get in the trenches there, get muddy, get dirty, do the grunt work, don't get the praise, but that's the core of any offense, as any great back would tell you.
So there you have it. Chardon and Mayfield looking forward to it. The winner goes down to Paul Brown Stadium. Earlier we had a chance to talk to both coaches. Let's go to Tim Kelby.
Okay, Craig, with Chardon coach Bob Doyle here, and Coach, obviously it's a pleasure to be able to see you again on another week of football. Right now, on this Friday night, only 6 games going on in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, that's what we were telling the kids, and this is the showcase game tonight, being the Division II game, and Byers Field's a great place to be playing at Thanksgiving.
Let's get straight to the Mayfield Wildcats. Last year, Week 10, you played them. Obviously, it'll be a different story this year around as far as, any revenge or anything like that on their part. I think this is just a game to get to the state tournament without revenge in mind.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at this point, I don't think you can worry. You're not worried about any of that because you're just worried about going out and executing and being able to, get the big ticket to the dance at Massillon and be able to play on the Tiger down there. And it wasn't really, it was their last game, and we knew we were going to the playoffs, and we had a lot of people playing that didn't normally play, and it really wasn't a fair contest or comparison to what you're going to see tonight.
We're going to see what the Chardon defense is really all about tonight with the challenge presented by Palazzo and Hill.
Yeah, and traditionally we see 1,000-yard runners. It's rare that you see 2,000-yard runners in the same backfield, and but only one of them can carry the ball at one time. So we've been very fortunate. We told the kids that in '94 we played 4 guys that had gained over 5,000 yards in the 4 games, and they didn't gain 200 yards total. So we told them if they just go out and execute and do the things that they know how to do, we should be okay.
Have a good week of practice this week, and everybody healthy.
Yeah, it was a very good week of practice, considering the fact that we only had the school for 2 days, and then of course with Thanksgiving. But the kids are focused, and it was a great week.
Good luck to you tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you very much.
Coach Bob Doyle of the Chardon Hilltoppers. Let's turn over to Craig Dees with Larry Pinto. Thanks very much, Tim. We're here with Larry Pinto. He's the head football coach of the Mayfield Wildcats. Thanks for joining us before the ball game tonight. Quite a season so far. Your first year as a head coach. Is this what you anticipated going in?
We knew we had some talented players coming back. Things just kind of come together. We had great senior leadership, and things just kind of snowballed from there. Nick Palazzo's been an unbelievable leader for us. Outstanding captain, outstanding kid, and he's kind of taken over this team.
This wing tee offense you're running, this is the second year you're running it. You've got to be very pleased at the way it's going, led by Nick Palazzo.
Well, it helps when you have some talented kids, obviously. They have adapted to it real well, and things seem to be clicking pretty well for us, so we're really pleased right now.
Now, a good team wins ball games, when you put the points on the board, but you also have to stop people. Your defense has played very well this year as well.
Oh, yeah, our defense is predicated on a 4-4 front. We'll mix some fronts up and show some different blitz schemes, and we got some kids on that side that could run the football pretty well. They've played real well for us.
And this Chardon team, the way they run the football, that poses quite a threat tonight.
Oh, wow, they're the real deal. I said it in the papers, I'll say it on TV. They got a hell of a package, a hell of a program going. We're pleased to be here, and we'll give them the best possible show we possibly can here.
Well, thanks very much for stopping by. Good luck tonight, Larry.
Thank you.
There you have it. He's Larry Pinto. He's the head football coach of the Mayfield Wildcats. Now let's go up to the booth for tonight's kickoff. The Chardon Hilltopper Band has just completed the national anthem, so that means we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff here at Byers Field in Parma, overlooking Parma Town Mall, and looks like there's some spots over there, the busiest shopping day of the year.
They're all over here at the football game tonight, Craig.
Everybody is here, and it is a great crowd. I look below us on the home side, which is the Chardon faithful, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of places to sit in the outer reaches of the far stands. There are some places on the Mayfield side, but then a considerable amount of railbirds, as always, here at Byers Field in Parma. Welcome to week number 3 of 4 as the Chardon train continues to roll into the state semifinals. And again, John, we talked about it back in week 1 when the banners went up in town during the first week of the season about going to state. These guys felt that that was the way that they wanted to go, and that is the way that the train has progressed so far. And now ahead of them is the Mayfield Wildcats in a formidable foe.
Yeah, they started early. Probably, like you said, the banners went up real early, but about 3rd, 4th week, you looked and you said, there is a talent out there to go to the states. And so far this team hasn't disappointed, and here they are in the semis right now, and this is the match that they're looking for. Chardon's going to be kicking the ball. Their defense against Mayfield's offense, because I feel they're going to put the points. I bet if you talk to Larry Pinto, the head coach of Mayfield now, and said, How about if we just guarantee Chardon gets 20 and that's it? I think he'd jump all over that. Mayfield's the type of team that's not going to stop you with their defense. They're going to outscore you, and this should tell early on just exactly how Chardon's going to defense them, what Mayfield's going to be doing to get their offense in gear.
Chardon has won the toss. They've elected to defer to the second half, so Mayfield says they want the football first. So they'll send Nick Palazzo, Matt Patty, and Dalvin Hill back deep. Mayfield comes off a 35-21 win over Midview last week right here at Byers Field. They trailed 14-0 at the half, and then they outscored Midview 21-7, and it was all tied up at 21-21 at the half. Mayfield tacked on a touchdown by Palazzo in the third quarter, another one from Nick in the fourth quarter, and they go on to a 35-21 win. Chardon comes off a 31-6 drubbing of East Liverpool. Chardon led 10-0 at the half. Another couple of touchdowns in the third quarter and another one in the fourth quarter. And East Liverpool only with one score and a 93-yard run. So the Chardon defense, except for one play, was almost flawless last week. They're hoping for the same this week. Scott Mackar will get it rolling, and the ball blows off the tee. And it was funny. He was down there with the special teams coach telling Scott tonight, I don't think you're going to need a holder because there's not a whole lot of wind down here, so the ball should stay on the tee well. And what happens right to start?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there was that much wind. It must have been just one of those rogue gusts that blew up.
All the people slamming their car doors at the mall across the street. Now we are underway, and Mackar with a squibber. And the ball is loose and is picked up by Dave Siebert, and that is where Mayfield will start off. First down and 10 right at the 34-yard line. The offensive unit for the Wildcats. Dave Siebert is the wideout. Paul Rulin, Ryan Armorino, Mike Piccirillo, Chad Zimmerman, and Mike McClabe up front. Mark Belfiore is the tight end. Anthony Grasso, the quarterback. Nick Palazzo, the halfback. Nick Delguy, the wingback, and Dalvin Hill is the fullback. Nick Palazzo, a 5'9", 190-pound senior, rushed for 1,320 yards in the regular season. He is the go-to guy. And they give it to Hill. And Hill with a tough couple of yards over the right side. Now let's take a look at the Chardon Hilltopper defense, a little bit different than it was last week. Ben Chuha, Luke Chuha, Chris Dakowitz, and Kevin Platts up front. It's Mitch Hewitt, Tim Smith, and Brian Smith, the linebackers. Rusty Opper, Scott Mackar, John Landstrom, and Dan Merritt, the free safety. Platts gets a start. He replaces Ben Desikevich, who obviously will get some time tonight. So they move Dakowitz back inside. And the Chardon defense back at full strength on his second down and 8. And they hand the ball to Palazzo. And Palazzo loses a yard back to the 35-yard line. Tim Smith was there. Mitch Hewitt was there also.
Yeah, the two linebackers just scraped apart. That's one of the things that Mayfield's going to have to do. I really don't think they're going to have much success going outside against Chardon. I think they're going to have to do all their plays on counters back between the tackles because the lateral speed of those linebackers is just too much. You can hope you can move between the tackles, get your 4 or 5 yards before the outside guy comes in and somehow nullifies Smith. I think that's the only way Mayfield's going to be moving it.
Third down and 9. They're going to put it up. Grasso throws and well overthrows the intended receiver. The pass was intended for Matt Patty, and that will be a fourth down and a punting situation.
Yeah, he just got a little bit too much air. Again, we alluded to the fact that especially once their league season started, they only threw the ball like roughly 7 times a game with 3 completions. So, you know, they don't have much success through the air. They're a running team, and, you know, when you don't pass much, you don't have much success passing.
Grasso was 39 of 84 for only 654 yards on the season. And the punt is taken by Chardon and will be brought up to the 43-yard line. That was Jason Hillkirk on the return. And here's the Chardon offensive unit. The big guys up front, we talked about them. Krebs, Dakowitz, Kaplan, Kramer, and Burr. The tight end again is Kevin Platts getting the start. We'll see plenty of Ben Chuha tonight. Tim Smith, Rusty Opper are the wideouts. Mitch Hewitt, Scott Mackar, the fullback and the halfback, and Ryan Davis is the quarterback. And Ryan had a great week last week against East Liverpool as he ran for 107 yards. A little bit of a different look on the wing tee for Chardon as opposed to Mayfield. And Davis going to keep it. Davis up the middle across midfield. And he's got Patty to beat, and Patty drags him. No, Davis stays on his feet and lunges forward down to the 30-yard line. So just like last week, Ryan Davis keeps it early and picks up big yards.
Big yards, especially with that second effort. He broke the tackle along the sidelines, probably picked up another 6-7 out of that.
John Andre actually got the start for Chardon, number 8. Rusty Opera now brings in the play. So it's a 1st down and 10 all the way down to the 30-yard line. The Wildcat defense, Zimmerman, Imarino, Rogers, and Piccirillo up front. The linebackers are Savage, Buell, and Delguide, along with Belfiore, Breeden, Calabrese, and Patty. The defensive backs for Mayfield. The ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. Ryan Davis under center. Hands the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt, some tough yards over the right side. Mitch falls forward to the 22-yard line, so he will pick up 3 last week. Mitch ran 28 times for 224 yards.
Which was a new Chardon playoff record for a single game.
And also broke the season record of Gary Renner last week, which stood at 1,452 yards back in 1996. That fell on the first play of the game last week.
Yeah, I got Bob Francis put together a listing of all the playoff record stuff. I'll mention that throughout the game.
Makar bounces inside the 20 to near the 18-yard line. So he will be about 3 yards shy of a 1st down. 3rd down for the Hilltoppers.
Also have some all-star mentions for both teams. I got the News Herald All-Stars and Northeast Lakes all-district teams. See here, Makar just kind of squirms ahead and gets good yardage out of his. Chardon is in the 3rd and a roughly 3 situation.
They give it to Mitch Hewitt, and Hewitt kind of worms his way down to near the 15-yard line, so
That's
Mitch got
close.
about 3 yards, but it'll be a little bit shy of the 1st down. The referees will spot it a yard shy.
That'll be interesting to see. As you can see, Mitch gets kind of stood up there, driven back, but that forward progress, he just kept driving ahead and made it real close as he ran into linebacker Derek Buell on the tackle.
And also Mark Belfiore was there as well. That'll bring up a 4th down and 1, and the Toppers go for it. The wind is at their back, so that would have been more or less a chip shot for Makar, but Bob Doyle has the faith in the offensive line and should, as Mitch Hewitt falls forward for the 1st down. Nice hole between Dakowitz and Krebs on the left side, and Hewitt picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, they just open up a nice little lane there for Hewitt to run through, get that 1st down very, very easily. You can see Dakowitz coming from the backside there. I believe that was on the left side. There was Kramer and Krebs coming from that side. Saw Krebs kind of sealing off the linebacker on the inside, giving Mitch enough running room to get that 1st down.
Saw Tim Smith come through the line as a lead blocker. Nobody touched him. Again, it's Hewitt. He spins his way down to the 10-yard line, so another 3 tough yards for Mitch Hewitt. The grinded out kind of offense for the Chardon Hilltoppers as the clock is down all the way to the 7:50 mark. Again, similar to last week, folks. Don't go get the sandwich until halftime, because this thing is going to fly by. Both of these teams known for keeping the football on the ground.
Yeah, we're not going to have much in the way of passing, and if both offenses kick in the gear, we're not going to have too much in the way of punting either. That should be a good offensive show tonight, as Chardon's putting it on with a nice long drive to open up with.
2nd down and 7. Davis going to keep it, cuts it back inside and gets tripped up. Tripped up by Johnny Savage.
Davis and the quarterback keeper.
And also Dustin Rogers was there.
Stopped by John Savage.
Yeah, that brings up their first 3rd and long situation. It's roughly 3rd and 5. As you can see, Davis keeps it, gets his screen on the outside, cuts it in the lane. I tell you, he might have had some nice running room, but Johnny Savage, the outside linebacker, just got enough of his ankle to trip him up there. If he hadn't got hold of that, Davis might have cut it back even further inside and got good yardage.
3rd down and 5 is a counter to Makar to the 10 to the 5, touchdown! Makar goes in from 7 yards out, and Chardon's first drive very workmanlike as they move down the field 57 yards with Makar from 7 yards out.
Yeah, that time it was over that right side you were alluding to. That was Mark Burr and Chris Dakowitz at guard and tackle there. Those were the 2 linemen Chardon had on the News Herald first team offense. And that shows why there as they open up a hole for Makar to just trot in the end zone.
Makar doinks it off the upright, and it's no good. 6-0. Chardon leads it. Makar hit the upright, and for the second time in the playoffs, it didn't happen in the regular season, but the second time in the playoffs, Makar has missed an extra point.
On their opening drive, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
The Dover game, that was their opening drive.
Let's go down to the field now. Roaming the sidelines for this evening, here's Tim Kelby. Timmy.
Okay, Craig, the bets are on for tonight's game, and of course, Chardon Mayor John Park is bet Mayfield Village Mayor Bruce Rinker the usual gallon of maple syrup from Chardon, and Mayor Rinker of Mayfield Village has bet 10 tickets to the Mother's Day breakfast gathering in Mayfield Village, and right now looks like the Hilltoppers have the upper hand on getting the 10 tickets, wouldn't you say?
Sure would at this point in time.
A little premature, though, to start enjoying your Mother's Day breakfast.
But, you know, we've always, in Chardon, heard about how good, obviously, the maple syrup and the pancake breakfasts are. Mayfield putting their money where their mouth is here, saying, you know, we've got a good breakfast, too. So if you are good enough to beat us, you can come and have, I bet you it's a jog of maple syrup, though.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't think there's a lot of maple trees in the Mayfield area. You can see here Makar gets it on the counter, hits that lane, and just pumps the legs, breaks the arm tackle, and a nice lane open up for him there.
Beautiful. The Hogs up front, the whole Hogs.
The whole Hogs. Yeah, that was a nice T-shirt. That's a good motivation for the guys down there. They're the ones non-glory. You know, they do all the grunt work and stuff like that. Hence the Hog.
Let's be careful now about the non-glory stuff. There was 10 of them guys having a steak dinner before the game tonight. That's not the worst.
Well, okay, you do have to feed your Hogs.
That's right.
Ooh, I think he touched it. So
another squibber. Yep, the clock is running. And it is picked up, I believe that was Nick Palazzo who grabbed it and flew across the 25-yard line, and that is where Mayfield will take over. As we said in the pregame, Larry Pinto is a first-year head coach here at Mayfield, and really said in all the years they were here that Euclid and Solon were always the stumbling blocks year in and year out as they were trying to make their way to the playoffs. Well, Euclid was off the schedule. We shouldn't say that Euclid was all right, but Solon, this year was the big game for them. They played Kenston. They played a lot of good
games. They got by Solon. It was Nordonia that was the one that took it to them in the regular season.
They hand the ball to Hill, and Hill has Chuha grabbing him from behind, and Dalvin Hill goes up to the 33-yard line, so he'll pick up about 8.
That was kind of slow.
Dan Merritt was also there.
That was a slow developing play as the quarterback's running along with him a long time. I don't know if there was any option involved with that or what. Or if the Hill just got a little too deep coming out of that tailback position there and was too deep for the quarterback to reach him. I don't know. It just looked a little bit out of sync because they did have a lane open up for him, but he was late hitting it. Chardon sealed it up.
Give him a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. They pitch it to Palazzo. Palazzo cuts back and just does get to the line of scrimmage. Tim Smith is there, also Brian Smith. So the linebackers, again, the recipient of some really good work by the up front men, giving them the holes to seal and coming up with the tackles.
That's about it, just the containing, as you see Kevin Platts coming up on the backside there as well. But yeah, that was pretty much, Chuha just kind of holding his man up on the end. Probably double team, just keeping him in his position there. He had to take out a little wider. That gave time for the linebackers to get over and finish the play off.
3rd and a long 3. Grasso to throw, looks underneath. Pass is completed to Ryan Breeden. And Breeden picks up a 1st down as he will go up to the 45-yard line. Dan Merritt on the tackle once again for the Hilltoppers.
That was a nice little bootleg pass by Grasso that time as he took it, put it down along his right hip. You'll see him make the fake and then bring the ball, deliver it right on target.
Landstrom came up to thinking he may be running, and the ball was thrown right behind John. Grasso in the playoffs is 6 out of 10 for 92 yards and a touchdown, so he hasn't been doing too badly. Hill dragged down from behind by Brian Smith. Keep in mind this linebacking core for Chardon on the regular season, each one of them had over 90 tackles, which is just amazing.
Yeah, and they're
9 tackles per game.
All well over 100 tackles right now. As a matter of fact, Tim Smith is the one that's going on the career playoff list. I think he needed 16 tackles to tie for the career playoff list at Chardon. And then, obviously you could do that in one night, but I'm sure he'd much rather have 2 nights to be able to climb that record.
This time it is Hill, and Hill just gets back, not even to the original line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line before Luke Chuha made the tackle. So it'll be a 3rd down and 11 for Mayfield. You know, it's the last couple weeks, John, we've seen, I talked to Coach Larry Pinto this afternoon, and I said, this wing T, the more we go through the playoffs, the more teams are using it. Seems like the successful teams that make the playoffs run this type of offense.
Yeah, Coach Doyle brought that out several years back now, and now it seems like, you know, he was unique at that time. More and more teams are jumping. I think it's just the versatility and the counter moves you can have off it. It's a great high school offense.
Grasso forced to throw again on 3rd down, wings it, and a nice defensive effort by Rusty Opper. Opper came around the intended receiver and knocked it down.
Yeah, he just got
Larry Pinto looking for some help from the officials on a interference call, but that will fall upon deaf ears.
Oh, there's no reason for it. He just kind of stepped in front of him, threw the big paw up there, and batted the ball down into the ground.
Now, you got to plead your case anyway. Put a little bug in their ear. That's beautiful.
You see nothing, and Merritt just says, hello, I'm back here too, as he cracks him after the ball was delivered, gives him a good legal hard shot, let him know he's still in the area.
Jason Hillkirk goes back deep with Scott Mackar. And the punt is an end-over-ender by Ryan Breeden. And again, Hillkirk gets it, and this time gets abused at the 32-yard line. Coming up off the bottom of the pile was John Savage, and that is where the Toppers will take it back over. 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. I'm Craig Dees, along with John Walsh, Tim Kelby on the sideline. Glad you could join us for GTV's presentation of Chardon Hilltopper football. This is getting to be fun, huh?
Oh, it's been fun. It just gets more fun. funner by the week.
Chardon's going to take a timeout, and while we've got a moment, we may as well tell you that the high school sports continues all winter long as we cover Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon sports, including basketball and wrestling. So check out GTV regularly for replay dates and times. We'll also check for airing of several holiday programs next month. So check Channel 24 for that information also. And that's how you can get a hold of us at GTV. It's Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio 44024. 286-6814 is the phone number, and there you see the email address for all your worldwide web people. JagaTV at CompuServe.com. Matter of fact, I'll be out at Chardon High School tomorrow night as the Lady Toppers take on the Lady Huskies from Cardinal. Down on the field, here's Timmy.
Hey, Craig, the Northeast Ohio Associated Press All-Star selections came out this week, and of course, Mitch Hewitt really could have gone either way, offense or defense, but Mitch got Defensive Player of the Year honors, along with Scott Mackar and Tim Smith and Kevin Platson defensively, and Dakowitz on offense. And of course, Larry Pinto, the Mayfield coach, was the co-coach of the year. So a lot of honors for the Hilltoppers, and I'm sure more yet to come when the All-Ohio comes out.
You got that right, Tim. And John has got the list of the News Herald All-Stars, and we'll be letting you know. You could go on for hours about these kids. It looked like Mark Burr kind of thought it was on one when it was really on two, and he will get called for legal procedure, and that will move the Hilltoppers back. Talking a little bit about Larry Pinto from Mayfield, if you're not familiar, was a longtime assistant coach. Ray Paglio decided after last year that was going to be it, and Pinto got the job. And you talk to him, and he credits all his credit to obviously having great players and a great staff, but his former head coach was very instrumental in making him what he says I'm a good head coach, I think, because Ray Paglio was a good head coach. And really nice to hear those accolades, because a lot of those guys, when they get their first job, they're patting themselves on the back, but Larry Pinto did everything but patted everybody else on the back. They give it to Hewitt again. Hewitt tries the right side and will pick up a couple of tough yards, maybe 3, before Derek Buell will bring him down.
Yeah, he kind of sealed off that right side of the Chardon offense. They plugged the holes. Hewitt did a nice job just following, weeding along, seeing what he could get, waiting for stuff to open, and making something where there really wasn't much to do there, as he got roughly 3 yards.
So we'll call it a 2nd down and 12. The Toppers need to get to the 41-yard line for the first down. Smith now goes in motion, and they give it to Mackar. And Mackar gets hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for maybe a yard. On the tackle for Mayfield was Nick Delguide.
Yeah, he slid across. I'll tell you, if Delguide hadn't come across on that one, made the tackle, Makar had some running room there. Watch here, as you can see, it opens up. He's got his lane. Delgard's the only guy that could possibly get him, or Makar was probably going to be down another 6-8 yards downfield.
Rusty Opper splits to the far side. They bring Luke Chuhai in.
First big third down play for Chardon here.
They give it to Makar. Makar with a block into the open field and has the first down before he falls down. He got to the 42-yard line. His feet came out from underneath him, but picks up 11 to get the first down.
Boy, again, they just pull both guards, send them to the outside there, use that strong blocking on the left side with Krebs and the tight end, and just sealed it up. Look at that complete. There's Delguy just being held up right there as Makar just roams by him that time. Good blocking on that left side.
Rob Kramer was also out ahead with a super block. First down and 10. See, they gave you the T-shirt. You're talking very nice about.
Oh, that's right. Have I mentioned the back yet? Well, I think Makar joined my buddies up there. You know, he brought the ball up a little further downfield for my buddies to join him.
Another false start against Chardon. This is not going to make Bob Doyle and his coaching staff happy.
No, especially you're moving the ball very, very well. And it's tough running out there. You know, there's a lot of 3-4 yard carries. Luckily, Makar breaks the longer ones on occasion. But, you know, you can't keep pushing it and forcing your defense to get bigger and bigger plays. Because Mayfield's playing fairly solid defense. Now, it's tough ground out there.
Rob Krebs is on the bench below. Tim is down there checking it out. We'll get a report shortly. Makar spurts up the middle and gets to the 45-yard line, so he picks up 8 before he is brought down. He was coming outside and cut it back up the middle.
Oh,
that'll
yeah.
bring up a second down now in a little more palatable situation at about 7.
It wasn't opening up to the outside. He was kind of gliding a little bit. Watch him. All of a sudden, you see that inside lane and then put the Jets right there. He hits that burst of speed when he sees that hole open up. He was kind of slowly waiting for something to materialize, but it never did to the outside. It opened up on the inside, and he grabbed it quick for good yardage.
2nd and 7. Again, it's Makar. Makar this time gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Making the initial contact was Dustin Rogers. Into the ball game for Chardon is number 66. Where is that? Where's our Chardon?
Well, we got a little extracurricular going out there as Makar is laying on the ground, and they're just raping him down. I can't believe the referees didn't jump on him a little bit earlier to try to grab that.
Third down and 4.
Oh, 66 is that dummy jersey. No offense, of course, because honestly, he's a 4-point. They're talking to both teams now. Because Makar was down on the ground, and Mayfield is just ripping at him as he's on the ground trying to take the ball away from him. Anyhow, 60, they're shaking hands. Okay, good control by the referees.
Absolutely. That is good preventative officiating. You don't have to throw flags, but you can get everybody together and tell them what's going on. And that is a good job by the officials to do that and settle everybody down.
66 is a dummy number that they put on because he went in when at the Dover game when Krebs got hurt as well. They put Ben Chuha out in tackle position there.
They got
dropped the 66 on him. And the reason I was saying dummy, I found out this week Ben's a 4.0 student, so what kind of a dummy shirt's that?
Now they will bring Ben to the near side and play him.
You got an unbalanced line.
Yeah, we do.
No, you got double tackles over on the right side.
Davis to throw. Gets some blocking. Looks to Makar, who almost makes a one-handed grab before he gets knocked down by Nick Delguide. And that'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation.
Yeah, I kind of do like the referees taking control, calling teams together, informing them we're not going to put up with that sort of stuff. But the time when Makar was on the ground, I couldn't understand why they let it go, why there wasn't a referee standing right there saying knock it off immediately, because it just seemed to go on a lot longer than it was really necessary.
Rob Krebs has ice pack on the left ankle. Makar to punt. Ryan Breeden stands back, and Makar kind of a high short kick.
Depends on which way it bounces.
Oh, Landstrom touched it, and it was bouncing. Might have gone a little bit further. The beanbag comes down at the 21-yard line, and that is where Mayfield has the football. I don't see Mitch Hewitt anywhere, do you? No, there he is. He is on the field. I thought we were missing him for a play or two.
Kind of lost him for here there.
Lost him, and the heart kind of skipped a beat for a second. But
well,
we're back on track.
On that offensive set, you didn't see him that much because, you know, they were hitting the outside routes more because the little early jumps were kind of pushing them further, where, it is 3-4 yards, and they seem to be key and heavy duty on Mitch offensively tonight.
Palazzo tries to bust it outside, and Brian Smith is there. John Landstrom is there, and that is a loss of 5 or 6.
Yeah, there's nothing open up outside. That's what I said.
It's got to feel, the way we've seen Chardon play the last couple, it's got to feel like they're playing with 12 or 13 guys on the field.
Well, I'll tell you that
don't give you a break.
That speed they have out there, all 3 linebackers, the 4 up front guys, the deep guys, it's like everybody out there can run well above the average speed of their position. When you got that kind of speed, it makes it seem like you got more people because they're there faster.
We have played 1 quarter of football here at Byers Field, and Chardon is on top by a score of 6-0. And let's go down to the field for the injury report, and here is Tim Kelby.
Craig, the report on senior tackle Ron Krebs is not too good right now. Krebs has a fairly swollen ankle. It's got a lot of ice on it. It's wrapped, and they're going to reevaluate it at halftime. But when I saw it, it didn't look too good, and I would not suspect that Mr. Krebs is going to be seeing any action the rest of the night. And wasn't out on the field. He accidentally stepped on the feet of one of the coaches coming off on the sidelines, and he twisted his ankle.
Thanks for that report, Tim. That is very unfortunate for the Chardon Hilltoppers, but we will see what happens as the night progresses, and as long as we've got a second, we may as well tell you that though tonight's cablecast is not funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, we'd like to again extend thanks to the GTV funding communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, and Hamden Township, as well as Middlefield Village. All 6 communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, and we are thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on those communities. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to our viewers for their support. The response has been absolutely wonderful, and everywhere we walk around at these different ballparks, people are watching these games, people are taping these games, and I really think people are enjoying these games, and it certainly doesn't hurt when you win. But the response has been great, and again, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody out. If you're watching this on Saturday, I'll see you tonight down at Chardon High School. We've got a basketball game.
I'll have to watch their setup here. Boy, I'll tell you,
Palazzo gets hit by Hewitt.
Nowhere.
Hewitt squirted through. He got a yard out of that, John, but it's still going to be 3rd down and about 14.
Yeah, Mitch came charging up the middle there, just picked the exact right hole there, was there to just grab Piazzo by the ankles and trip him up there. They do have I think Mayfield's going to start hitting. I noticed in a couple of their games I did see this year, they go to a little bit of reverses and all this other stuff. They have one nice little reverse counter they do on the inside. Well, they'll line up Hill in the fullback position, pretty much like they are right now. Hill in the fullback position, and the left half is Piazzo. They hand it quickly to Piazzo going out.
He gets
boy, I'll tell you, he can't run.
Nowhere to go. Chuha was there as well as Brian Smith. They call that the Joker crisscross, is kind of the offensive set they use. Chardon uses a lot of motion on their wing tee, and Mayfield uses that little crisscross. But
well, it's a quick double-hander. It's actually reverse. They give it to Piazzo, and he doesn't even put it away. He immediately jams it in the stomach on the counter, coming to Hill over the left side there, and they had good success with it. It's one of their core plays. We haven't seen it as of yet tonight, but I think one of the things is they're getting the penetration. You really can't do that with a team that penetrates, or they may take the second hand off themselves.
Yeah, Nick Palazzo has not been able to do anything. And a nice high booming kick by Ryan Breeden over the head. It takes a huge Mayfield bounce.
Talk about getting field position back real quick.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing hit and just blew forward about 15, 20 yards.
70 yards. Thank you very much.
That doesn't hurt it. That doesn't hurt his average, does it?
It's 72 yards now. 72-yard punt. That could be a record on GTV, I think. I'd almost bet. The winner of Salina and Lebanon will take on the winner of Chardon and Mayfield next Friday night at Paul Brown Stadium. And if the Chardon Hilltoppers get that far, John and I will get that far, and we will be doing state final action for the 2nd time in 5 seasons. That wouldn't be the worst.
No, that's the place to be.
This has been fun.
That's the place where Chardon wants to be too, but Mayfield definitely would love to be there themselves. Right now we got a good ball game. It's 6-0. You know, Mayfield hasn't got anything going yet on their offense, and their defense has played much better than I thought they would, to tell you the truth.
Mitch Hewitt spins up to the 20, so he'll pick up 3.
Especially on the inside there.
Yeah.
They're sealing up real heavy duty on the inside, but that's one of those things you just keep milking the inside. You know, if they're going to seal up there, that means eventually they're just squeezing in and in and in. That opens your outside, and I'm sure that's what they're setting them up for right now.
Dustin Rogers on the tackle. Gain of 3, second down, 7. 9:45 and counting here, second quarter. Chardon leads it by a score of 6-0. Makar goes in motion. Davis behind Hewitt, spins across, stays on his feet, and the foot race is on. He's got one man to beat.
He's got a block coming from Makar if he needs it. Makar's looking whether to throw the block.
And Davis is gone for the touchdown.
How did he escape that first one?
80 yards for Ryan Davis.
No flags down any place. I want to see a replay of that one because I don't know how he got out of that grasp for that first one. It's almost like he spun away from it, you know, chugged the legs, spun, and that was gone. We'll have to see here. See here, fake it again at the middle, following Hewitt through there.
Kramer with another
Here's a
good
guy,
block.
yeah, just a quick spin move, and he's gone. The other guy never wrapped on him. Absolutely never wrapped. He spun out of the grasp of the first guy. Second guy just never wrapped the arms. He kept the legs going, and I like Makar trailing, looking behind, you know, looking for somebody to block. And if it was needed, he had a good angle to throw the block on somebody.
Mike Piccirillo was the man who had him and lost him, and Chad Zimmerman looked like he was going to catch him, and then Davis put it into overdrive, and all Makar did was just get in the way because he didn't have to throw any blocks. As Chardon will go for 2. Davis throws, and
what's the referee?
Smith has it. No, they're calling it incomplete.
Ooh.
They're saying Smith short-hopped it.
I'd like to see a close-up on that one. I thought he had his hands underneath.
Now, the referee was the one that actually made the call. He was looking right at the play. So at the 9:26 mark to go in the first half, 12-0. Chardon is leading on an 80-yard Ryan Davis touchdown run. And for the second week in a row, Ryan Davis has been absolutely fabulous. He had a 21-yard touchdown run last week, and as we said, had 107 yards on the ground.
And he had, don't forget.
And he also had 97 yards through the air. Let's go to Tim.
I'll tell you what, Craig, Chardon has had some bad field possession throughout the playoffs, but when you've got an unsung hero like a Ryan Davis that can break off 82 yards, who really cares about field possession? But one thing I did want to say, as far as Mayfield is concerned, you know, I've been covering football, as you all know, for a long time, and going back to 1970 and so forth. Never have I ever seen this many people follow Mayfield at a football game. We all know the Chardon fans come out, but a credit to the Mayfield fans tonight as well.
They are out in mass, and there's very little seats available on the far side. And Chardon has struck quickly, so the 70-yard boot, or 72-yard boot, goes for naught for Mayfield, where they just when you think you're winning the battle of the field position, the quarterback behind the leading rusher who throws a nice block through the hole, and he's gone 80 yards. So Makar to kick. Palazzo and Patty go back deep. Dalvin Hill is also back there as well. He got Patty and Palazzo standing at the 10. Squibber. That's going to squib out of bounds.
See if they make him kick it again or take it at 35.
35 ain't the worst.
That's be the best they've had tonight. I think the first one was about 33, and the second one was around the 25 or thereabouts.
Referee
it looks like they're just going to take
35.
it. They're just going to take the ball. Yeah, Davis's 97 yards passing last week put him second on the single game passing list behind. Want to take a guess there?
Brett Whiting.
Nope. Scott Neal had 148 yards passing. You'll see Neal's name a lot on this list.
Yeah.
He played 10 playoff games in his career. 2 semifinals and a state final. You know,
Bob Doyle is suiting up all the freshmen. Well, you know what? These guys that are seniors today, 4 years ago, were at the same kind of freshmen standing on the sidelines.
Yep.
Up they go to Hill, and Hill breaks a tackle across the 40. Kevin Platt's hanging on as he picks up a strong 8 yards. Platt's a little slow to get up. The official gives him a little help. Coming in to bring into play is Matt Patty for the Mayfield Wildcats.
Yeah, Kevin's right there, fights through his block and just grabs one. Hill's strong though. He kept those legs driving. Kevin slid down and just wasn't going to let go. Got a good gain on the first down play.
2nd down and 2. Clock is running. 8:55 to go first half. It's Hill again, and Hill gets the first down as he barrels his way to the 48-yard line. Brian Smith was there. Also coming up off the bottom of the pile again was Kevin Platts.
Yeah, again, I don't know what they're doing different here, but they're opening up their inside lane and coming straight ahead with Hill.
Well, what they're trying to do is go nose to nose and not try to go out wide. They're
That's probably the quickest way. You gotta, when you got speed, good lateral speed and stuff that can move along with you as you're running. Plays aren't going to develop. You're going to get the law. You got to come straight ahead, like we alluded to earlier. You got to come right between the tackle.
Grosso to throw, and the pass is incomplete. I was watching Dakowitz just bury Grosso.
Oh, did he get him after play?
I was watching that.
Again, that was Rusty Opper stepping in there and just getting that hand out in front and batting that ball away. Good coverage. Look at how tight his coverage is on him right there. You can see, nice. He just comes behind, just reaches that arm in and slaps the ball away.
Excellent defensive play there. 2nd down and 10.
2 good ones tonight from Opper. And just when they need it here, because Mayfield's starting to move the ball a little bit.
Palazzo didn't quite get the midfield, so he doesn't quite get 2 yards.
Yeah, he's had no running room whatsoever. They've sealed up absolutely everything on him tonight.
Tim Smith makes the tackle for Chardon.
Yeah, now they're going to have to go back to the air again. They were running successfully. That kind of surprises me. When you run it 2 consecutive plays rather well, why would you go to the air again? It's kind of one of those, it's a surprise element. They're not looking. They're looking for the ground game, but I don't know. Once you finally got it going, get the confidence going in your offensive line. Now they got that 3rd and difficult. There's a reverse.
There's a reverse, and Chuha is there, and a flag flies as he was held, but it didn't matter. It did not matter.
Yeah.
Mark Belfiore is putting his arms out like, wait a minute, I held this guy, and I still couldn't get in his way. And that will be declined all the way back to the 40, or checked at the 39-yard line.
That goes back to the opening statements in the pregame, Craig. You got to run straight ahead. You got too much speed coming on the outside. Their tackles can't handle them. Their tight end, I don't think, has the size to handle either Platts or Chuha. Both of them can get into that backfield too quick. When you're doing that trickery out there, that just gives them the time they need to get the penetration to make a big play just like that.
Well, Chuha, you can change the number, but you don't change the effort.
No, the talent's still there, whatever number you put on him.
Breeden to punt after a 70-yarder. Can you top this with the wind at his back and launches one? Makar to 20. Makar reverses his field and will get up to the 24-yard line, so only a 4-yard return. Tackle made on the play by the Wildcats, Dave Siebert once again. Breeden on the season, a little under 38 yards a kick. He's done very well tonight, but he has had that gusty wind, and the flagpole is on the outside of the ballpark, but it is really whipping from left to right as you're looking at your television screen.
Yeah, it's moving good here. I think that's pretty much for the point, although it must be on the kickoffs too, because down low on the field, because Makar having that first one, the opening game kickoff, blown off the tee. I really didn't feel it earlier when we were down on the field.
Makar goes right side and gets squashed. Ryan Imarino was there, among others, and that'll be a loss of a yard. So one of the few times the Chardon offense has a loss of yardage there. You can see the flag is really whipping. And it was very, like you say, John, very pleasant on the field tonight.
I didn't even feel any wind at all when we were down there.
And it wasn't that cold, but now it appears to be a little cooler down below. 2nd down and 11, loss of a yard. 6 minutes and 53 seconds remains here in the first half. Chardon plenty of time to get something rolling and add to the lead. They give the ball to Makar, huge hole. Scott bounces it outside, worked very hard to get about 4 or 5 yards before he is brought down.
Yeah, again, he had Chuha out there in the corner just holding up 2 guys.
Calabrese on the tackle for Mayfield. Now it brings up a 3rd down and 9 for the Hilltoppers. Rusty Opper checks back into the game.
Yeah, watch the block here that Chua gives as he kind of gets in the way, but there's just too many of them to take care of. Well, I wonder if, I'm not sure, I think it's just the interior linemen get t-shirts. I wonder if they're going to give Chua one as an honorary one since he's filling in at that tackle position right now.
Should.
I think so too.
Davis going to run it. Davis squirts through a hole into the open field, puts his head down at the 40, and rumbles to the 45-yard line. He put his head down and ran over Matt Patty. Most quarterbacks try to take the dive. Davis put his head down and tried to run him over.
Was there any room between there where he went through that little gap?
He's a skinny little fella. Watch.
Well, he has to be really. Watch. This looks like a 3-inch hole he hits here. No, he actually had some blocks. Platts got in the way. I didn't see who threw the other block. Now, that was bigger for a replay. They had a much better angle than we did straight out. It looked like about a 2-inch hole he was running through.
1st down and 10, another big 3rd down play for the Toppers. Mitch Hewitt, who hasn't had a whole lot of carries, gets a tough 3 yards as he gets to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's all right. As long as his teammates are doing it, you know, Hewitt's doing his job. They are definitely sealing up that middle there. Hewitt's got no running lane at all. They're just bunching everything inside, but that opens up for the second backs coming through. You know, you kind of base the offense and that fullback, hand it to him. You know, sometimes pull it out of his belly, give it to the outside. But that's what opens up the outside lanes and all when they start congesting in on Mitch. So even though he's not getting the yardage, he's doing a heck of a job out there, opening it up to the outside for his teammates.
2nd down and 6. Davis is going to keep it, puts his head down, and gets stood up by Mike Piccirillo. Well, he got away from Piccirillo the last time, but not this time. Ryan Breeden also there on the tackle.
Gave him about a yard on that one. Wasn't sure if he even got that much because they sealed that one up real quick.
So a 3rd down and 5 await the Hilltoppers with 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go. Craig Dees along with John Walsh, Tim Kelby on the sidelines, and our usual cast of thousands bringing you Chardon Hilltopper football on GTV.
See it here. Just that there was a little bit of a lane open up, but he sealed up real quick.
So 3rd down and 5 for the Toppers.
Again, like to keep that drive going and keep that ball out of Mayfield's hands this half.
Davis pump fakes, looks to Mackar, wide open and gets whacked at the 30. But Scott somehow hung on to the football. Ryan Breeden laid him out at the 30-yard line. Scott tries to get to his feet. But the bottom line is he hung onto the football and shakes off the cobwebs and gets a standing ovation from the crowd below, and well-deserved. That's a tough fella right there.
I would like to see that again. That almost looked to me like it was a blow to the head. I think he came straight at his head, which should draw the flag. We'll have to see where this hit takes place. I mean, the timing was fine. It was after he touched the ball.
Right in the chest.
Yeah, I guess that was chest, but...
So a 1st down and 10 for the Hilltoppers, and they're going to take a timeout right now, I think, to give Scott Mackar an opportunity to...
Oh, he shake the cobwebs just a little bit. Mackar might even sit out this play. He's coming off the field now.
See, I don't know, right to the, if you pan a little bit to the right, you'll see Mackar coming off the field. And I don't know if he's asking, why am I coming off the field, or if he's asking, am I heading to the right bench? Because when you get hit like that, you have at least he was heading in our direction.
Yeah. Yeah, he's over there. He's still got his hands out.
Yeah. He's up on his feet. I don't know if he lost wind or what the problem is, but...
No, I wouldn't say it was the wind knocked out of her. He'd still be laying there. I think, if anything, it's a cobweb situation, or he's just kind of questioning it. I hope it's not that shoulder. Keep in mind, that's up in the neighborhood where that shoulder is. They're over there talking to Mackar right now. I'm not sure exactly. We'll just keep our eyes on that plus the play and keep you apprised as to what's going on.
Yeah, there was some discussion on the far side with Larry Pinto. And now I think that might be Mike Crow coming onto the field, the defensive coordinator, I think. Hard to tell from up here because we're a ways away from the field. At any rate, they will blow the huddle clock to begin. 1st down and 10, 29-yard line for Chardon. 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Chardon with a couple of big plays, and that was awesome. the fact that Mackar could hang on to the football is just incredible.
The fact of how wide open he was. I
yeah. Hewitt, big hole, left side. Mitch puts his head down, stays on his feet, and lunges to the 20-yard line before he's brought down again by Ryan Breeden. And that'll be a gain of 9 and about a yard shy of a first down.
Again, that's weird blocking plays, but Chardon has it to both sides where they kind of block at an angle and, you know, just give him a lane running out there, but it serves a purpose. Whether it's a straight ahead hole or an angle hole, you're still moving the stakes as Mitch comes up with close to 9 yards in that carry.
You really saw some. Again, Bob Kramer was over there and doing a great job of sealing off a block. Second down and a long yard to go. Hewitt has the first down, and then Summies is inside the 15 to the 10-yard line before he is tripped up by Mark Belfiore.
I think Mitch kind of slapped the ground a little bit. He knew if he could have broke that just a bit to the outside, it was 6 points for Chardon. They open up a nice wall. Look at that. One arm touches him. He had that guy to beat to the outside there, and he would have just waltzed into the end zone.
Well, looking at Mackar down below, he is having some water, talking to Dan Hoffman. The good news is he's drinking out of the correct end of the bottle. So
yes, that's good. And putting it in.
It's just little things like that that you know he's halfway.
Putting it up to the proper lips.
All right, let's go down. Here's Tim. Maybe he's got an update for us. Timmy?
Craig and John, you know, one of the great things about being down here in the sidelines during the course of a game is you're right on top of the action. And I'll tell you what, these two teams are hitting hard tonight, and I mean hard. And there's been a lot of talking going on across the lines. In fact, a little while ago, the referee had a little chit-chat with both sides of the lines, and got to cool it down, boys. But there's a lot of hitting going on down here tonight.
Sure are, and I think Scott Mackar would agree with you there.
Yeah, he's got his helmet off still, but he's coherent. He's walking around. There's no injury. I think they just are going a couple plays without him at the moment.
Well,
I don't think there's any problem at all. Just maybe even a precautionary thing. He took a big-time hit. Make sure he's settled into it a little bit.
So it is a first down and goal. The ball is spotted just inside the 10-yard line. Rusty Opper moves to the far side.
Again, Chardon moving the ball very, very well up here.
That was a busted play. Davis gets back to the 10-yard line. That looked like there was movement. It looked like everybody was heading in the wrong direction.
Yeah, and then there was miscommunication between him and Hewitt there. Hewitt almost looked like he was going into pass blocking formation. He stepped forward. Davis is, you know, rather than holding that ball in his belly, kind of had on his hip, and then he realized, my God, this is going nowhere. Pulled it off and just kind of took off forward to try to make a less bad situation out of it.
That was ugly is what that was, but no harm, no foul. They get at least back to the line of scrimmage, so it's still second down and goal from the 10. Landstrom. Oh, now the ball is loose.
Well, you don't want to fumble it down here.
And Mayfield has it.
Mayfield.
What is going on down there? That was just a weird couple of plays.
Yeah, that was out of sync badly. As Mackar's coming back out, I'll tell you one thing they did medically on him was they taped his right elbow. So he might have just picked up a little bit of a ruck burn there, and they just taped it up.
Well, that was an interesting couple of plays for Chardon, who moved the ball right down the field, and then they end up coughing it up.
Sputtered. Looked like first time they played football.
Well, the ball is spotted right at the 10, or on the other side of the 10. And Mayfield will get it back, and their offense has been nothing but stagnant for the most part this evening. Chardon hoping to keep it that way for another 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Chardon starts using timeouts, because they'd like to keep the ball down here, get it back for their offense. They have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, Hill on the carry, down on the field. Here's Tim.
Real quickly, Craig, Scott Mackar and his hit when he caught that pass, banged up his elbow when he hit the turf. He's got it wrapped. He's out on defense now, but they're going to watch him for another big hit later on.
So second down and 10. Nice having those eyes down on the sideline. Don't have to speculate anymore. Palazzo tries to squirt through the middle. Dakowitz was there. Smith was there as he gets to near the 14-yard line.
Still brings up that 3rd and long, as we'll call it 3rd and 7 on that one. Yeah, they just seal it. Palazzo's had, God, he's had no running room at all. Everything's sealed up inside. They've opened a couple little holes for Hill, but Palazzo's had no luck with his up front group having any penetration on the Chardon defense.
Chardon is going to take a timeout as they will hope to hold him on 3rd down and make Mayfield punt. And while we've got an opportunity, we'd like to remind you that nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can send us their announcements of interest at GTV, Post Office Box 336, Chardon, Ohio. There you see the address, 44024. We do have a fax number as well, 286-6814. Get us on the email at geaugatv@compuserve.com. And don't forget, birthdays and anniversaries and other special occasions can be made more special through GTV. Send that terrific picture or pictures to us, and we'll highlight that event. Please enclose a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it to that address. And we'll make sure that we make that birthday a special one. And we are glad to be bringing you a special edition of GTV, Chardon Hilltopper football. We are in week number 3 of 4 in the playoffs. And Chardon with a fabulous first half, except for the last 2 plays offensively where they were extremely out of sync. And we are 1 minute and 21 seconds away from the half, and that means Chardon Hilltopper band coming up at the half. Looking forward to them once again.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down play here for Mayfield. Well, they got
Palazzo
some room this time.
does get it around the outside, and he gets across the 30 before he's up to the 33-yard line, and Makar made the play. Wow, that was a quick toss.
Yeah, it was a quick pitch to the outside there, and they had a good block, and that's the first time he's had any running room. He's quick. He's a fire plug build, you know, carrying good weight on a smaller frame as he's 5'9", 190. But I tell you, he does have burst of speed coming out of there, and they sealed up that corner for him and gave it to him.
Well, they got around the end in a hurry that time. They'll send it to the 34. The clock is running 1 minute and 1 second to go. First half, Grasso to throw, fires it across the middle, and it is caught. Matt Patty in front of Scott Makar at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 12, and that'll move the chains one more time.
Boy, he laid that right in there. Makar had good tight coverage. It was just a little for wide out slanting into the middle there. There wasn't much you could do. The coverage was excellent, but the ball was delivered right on target. Mayfield's going to take one of their timeouts. Each team's down to 1 this half.
So Mayfield does take the timeout. They'll have the football at the 47-yard line. They're thinking about getting on the scoreboard here.
Oh, yeah, they definitely would like to push something in. I mean, I think they'd be kind of satisfied going in with a 12-0 deficit, but if they can break that down and half it, they'd be totally elated at this point.
54 seconds to go. It is a timeout on the field, each team with one. There we are up in the box. How you doing, fellas? Nice to see you. High atop Byers Field in Parma.
With the most brutal steps to climb of any stadium I know of.
My son was with me, and he said, I'm too little to climb these stairs, and he's 11. I mean, they've got to be 1.5 feet high. The good thing is when you're sitting in the stands, there's no heads in front of you because the bleachers are so far apart.
Bad thing is that when you're up on top there, you got to climb.
That's why you come up here once, and that's it, and then you leave at the end of the game. First down and 10. Grasso to throw, launches it up in the air and looking for Palazzo, and he brings it down at the 30. Double coverage, Opper was there, Brian Smith was there, but Palazzo went high in the air and brought it down at the 30. Once they spot the football, there'll be 49 seconds to go.
Mayfield, well, now they're starting to hurry. I was saying they're not hurrying a whole bunch, but now they're starting to hurry it up a little bit.
They will take their final timeout here in the first half, and their first real threat. And surprisingly, their first real threat has been manufactured through the air.
Well, not really surprising. That's about all you got to attack. That Chardon defense is impressive, you know, and the only way you're really going to attack them is going through the air.
Let's go back down to the field, and here's Tim.
Hey, Craig, the news for Rob Krebs is not too good. He will not see any action the rest of the night. If you scan the sideline, in action right now, leaning on a pair of crutches. So Rob Krebs is out for the rest of the night.
That's bad news for the Hilltoppers, but worse news for Rob because he wants to be in the ball game. He doesn't want to be standing on the sidelines.
Yeah, but hopefully, you know, his teammates can rally and they have a game for him next week, and the ankles just twisted up a bit where he'd be able to play in that one. And nonetheless, he's got capable. That's what you got a bench for, you know. And they went right to Chuha playing at the tackle position, doing a great job out there.
1st and 10. They hand the ball to Hill, and Hill gets pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 44 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, the going out of bounds was definitely something that Mayfield wants right here. I have to guess that a lot of their plays are going to be geared on using the sidelines, or at least if they're going to be passing it straight over, because they're down to no timeouts left this half, and they definitely want to get at least into field goal range.
It would be a 45-yard attempt right now if they were to give Mike Turchin an opportunity with the wind at his back.
Yeah, that
Watching
always
him in
helps.
practice knocking it from 40. That could help him, but they would love to pick up at least another first down. They run that little counter reverse, and up the middle is the runner Ryan Breeden, and Breeden will take it down to the 15. They will stop the clock to move the chains with 39 seconds to go.
Yeah, they hit that one quick. It's just handoff real fast, and they cut it inside there. Hadn't seen it yet. I knew it was coming sometime, and there it finally is.
Grasso will spike the football, and that will stop the clock with 36 seconds to go in the half. So 2nd down and 10.
It was kind of a drop rather than a spike. I never saw anybody kind of just pull their hand out from underneath the ball and let it go down rather than slam it into the turf.
Not wasting any time. Chardon defeated Mayfield last season in game 10 of the regular season, 24-6. 2nd down and 10. Grasso looks, throws. Makar is there, and incomplete. Almost a terrific catch by Dave Siebert. But Dave was out of bounds, and Makar had good position. I thought Scott might pick it off.
I thought he did too. I wasn't sure. I was looking for him with the interception because I thought he had the angle, but that ball must have been lofted high enough that it got well over his head, and Makar couldn't get to it.
Whoa.
I guess he did have hands on it. Kind of rolled off of Makar and went into Siebert's.
I can't tell because it's dark at that corner. If Siebert hung onto the football, he had a foot in bounds when he came down. And that's all you need.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did he have the foot on or the foot on the line? I thought
he had
was
one
on
foot
the
in.
back line.
Grasso sets up the screen. Is picked off by Chuha. Ben Chuha stays on his feet and
lateral it.
Oh, and he does. Back to Dakowitz. Dakowitz has it down to the 10-yard line.
Take the time.
Oh,
take the time.
How about them big fellas? They will stop the clock to move the chains.
Oh,
they've got one timeout left. How about Ben Chuha picking that off? And he found Dakowitz. And I'll tell you what, Chris doesn't get to run the football much, but he's loving that.
I'm not surprised. That's
a great play.
Two of our hogs. He anticipated that, stepped in front, took it. Now he's sitting there looking around for somebody behind him, and he says, "Oh, there's Christopher." Good, he gives it back. I'll tell you, he couldn't get hold of it, get it in position. If he could have got it to Dakowitz on a clean exchange, I think Dakowitz could have finished that off for him, but he kind of dropped on the ground. He had to pick it up again.
Oh, those linemen can run. Davis
Yes,
to
they
throw.
can.
Has Makar. Oh, and that's picked off. That is into the hands of Mark Belfiore. And there's 8 seconds to go. Ouch.
Well, one thing on that exchange, at least Chardon kept Mayfield out of the end zone down there. I mean, they're going to have their one more play or two if they do a short pass that's incomplete. But this half's pretty close to over, and they kept them out of the end zone because Mayfield was really threatening big time for 6, not just 3.
That was a great interception by Belfiore, too, and unfortunately, Chardon was well within Scott Makar's range.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's a hurt.
3-point advantage.
Grasso decides enough is enough. Let's get out of here. So we have played one half of football here at Byers Field. The Chardon faithful head to their feet as the Hilltoppers staggered offensively the last 2 possessions, but walk out of here with a 12-0 lead. And before we bring on the Chardon Marching Band, we should tell you that tonight's ball game is being brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, By Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, 5 generations dedicated to honesty, dignity, and service since 1859. From the law firm of Newman, Leary, and Bryce. By Universal Disposal, rubbish and garbage collection for commercial, residential, and industrial, 286-3173. And by Clemson Excavating. Tonight's game is also being brought to you by Chardon Square Auto Body, Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge, Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs, Freeland Associates, Certified Public Accountants, Howder's Lawn and Sport, Lawson Ford and Mercury, Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified, Diamond Machinery Company, Chardon, Ohio, 286-4969, Hamden Building Products for all your building needs, Civic and Associates, Certified Public Accountants and Management Consultants, A.J. Goulder Electric Company, Richard's Maple Products, gift packages year-round. Call for our free brochure. Air Cleaning Systems Corporation, clean air for business and industry, 285-3565. Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brakes, suspension, and tires. Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CB tooling. Alvord Insurance Agency. Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs. Ayrshire Corporation. Chardon Auto Parts for all your auto parts needs. Also Quay Buick. Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. Ken's Transport Incorporated, bulk haulers. By Home and Business Storage, 204 5th Avenue, Chardon, and US 44 in Troy, 285-3653. The Maple Leaf Restaurant at 540 Water Street. Peterson and Eibold, attorneys at law. Chiaga Art and Framing Gallery, 301 Center Street, Chardon. Boswick's True Value Hardware. Patrick's Pizza, open 7 days a week. Takeout or delivery, it's 286-9577. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you. And tonight we're here at Byers Field. The final, or the score at halftime, Chardon leads Mayfield by a score of 12-0, and the Chardon Band is next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Chardon Hiccup Marching Band will be led off the field tonight by
Well, we hope you enjoyed the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band. 12-0 is our score here at the half as we are at Byers Field in Parma. I'm Craig Dees, joined as always by John Walsh. Tim Kelby roaming the sidelines for us tonight. 24 more minutes, John, and we're back to Massillon. And that was just a wild and crazy last minute or two where Chardon really had an opportunity to extend that lead.
Yeah, but then again, you can look at the converse of they stopped Mayfield from eating into their lead as well, because if it wasn't for that Chua interception and, right away you got at least 3, because they were getting into the field goal range easily, and potentially 6 with enough time to really do something.
And let's not forget the Chris Dakowitz run on the lateral. We got to give Chris another plug. Let's take a look at some of the numbers that we have in the first half. Chardon with 209 yards on the ground, 132 from Davis, 37 from Makar, and 40 from Hewitt. For Mayfield, 40 yards on the ground. Palazzo had 14, Hill with 24, Breeden with 12, and then Patty for a -10. That relates to 40. 49 yards through the air for Mayfield, and Chardon through the air had 26 yards. One out of 3. Total offense, Chardon 235, Mayfield 89, so the score is indicative of the way the things went. We'd like to thank Chris Larrick from the Ashtabula Star-Beacon for providing us with statistics for tonight's game at the half. And if you're Chardon, just got to stay the course defensively and try to. The only opportunity Mayfield has was a couple of passes there in the second half, plus that one, the second quarter, plus that one run around end on that quick toss.
Yeah, short of that, with 18 carries, 40 yards, you're just a couple yards a carry. You got 2,000-yard rushers, a team that's known for moving the ball real well in the ground. So far, you've shut them out completely. They've done a great job. I'm sure they're going to have to come up with some of their gimmick plays and stuff to try to get their ground game open up a little bit, maybe a little bit more through the air. As they didn't pass bad. Both quarterbacks passed good in the first half. It was just right at the end, each of them had that interception that kind of lowered their stats a little bit, but they're throwing the ball well, moving it well. Chardon's moving well on the ground. Mayfield's got to find their ground game, because they're not going to be able to live off the quarterback's arm, and they're going to have to do it through the ground. Whatever adjustments they made, I'm sure we're going to see, but Chardon's going to start out offensively with that ball.
Yeah, that'll be a good bonus for them to start the second half. Larry Pinto told us during the week that he needed his team to play mistake-free, and unfortunately, the big mistake they made was when they were in scoring territory in that red zone on that interception. A great a play by Chuha.
Yeah, it was just a great read by Chuha. That's it. He kind of laid back, knew the play was coming, laid back. As soon as he saw the quarterback bringing his arm forward, stepped into the zone, made the interception, and, right now we're sitting 12-zip. Let me go while we got a moment here and just mention those All-Stars again. News Herald picked one player from each team on as the player of the year. Hewitt was listed as defensive player of the year for Chardon, and Palazzo was listed as offensive player of the year. First team members, we got Mark Burr, offensive tackle, his teammate right next to him, Chris Dakowitz, offensive guard, Platts at his end position, Tim Smith, the linebacker, and Makar as a defensive back. Mayfield on the first team put Delvin Hill as a running back, center Mike Picarillo, linebacker Derek Buell, and defensive back Ryan Breeden. We'll mention some of the special mentions and honorable mentions when we get a little more time.
So that is the News Herald All-Stars, and as Tim said earlier, every week goes by, more and more of the awards keep coming out. Look at those 3 guys on the sideline. Oh, my goodness.
By the way, the News Herald picks it. They group Division 1 and 2 together, so you got Menor, Mayfield included in the package,
and
teams
Euclid and teams like that, because it is a News Herald area. So Chardon will receive a kickoff for the first time. And it is
bounce back to him.
Jay Hillkirk across the 30, and he rolls to the 32-yard line, and that is where Chardon will take over first down and 10.
Yeah,
See Platts and Hewitt coming back out. Tim Smith is out there, so basically going back with the starters. Ryan Davis at the quarterback position. Completed the 1 pass out of 3 to Makar, and Scott just still can't get over how he hung on to that football.
Yeah,
Not sure he knew what day it is when he got up, but he hung on to it somehow.
And then we got to, like you said, the starting unit. In lieu of left tackle Krebs being out, and Ben Chuha filling in very well.
Hewitt will take it for 2 yards.
Yeah, again, they're just going back to open up that middle again. Just keep handing it to Hewitt, see if he can bust the big one up there, and you know, if not, open up the outside lanes.
So a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Hilltoppers as we begin the 3rd quarter. And we will see if this can continue for Chardon. If they can get a score here, the way their defense is playing, they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. The game is still well within reach for Mayfield at this point.
Yeah, and that kind of breaks the heart a little bit of Mayfield.
Blitz is on, and Makar splits the right side and is into Mayfield territory. He was hit, if not behind the line of scrimmage, right at the line of scrimmage, and turns nothing into something in a hurry.
And I don't know how he got that. Like I said, I didn't know how. It looks like almost a duck under the arm move. He comes here. You see him going low and just kind of submarining under, breaking the opening. Good blocking again on that right side, opening up for him.
Matt Patty and Nick Delguide on the tackle for Mayfield. 1st down and 10 for the Toppers at the 46.
That's what they need. Move the ball. At worst case, they're going to have excellent field position, you know, for this half.
Hewitt, huge hole up the middle, has the 1st down and then some. Put his head down and ran over Ryan Breeden. Boy, that's a nice hole, and Mitch so quick to get to the hole too.
Oh yeah, but you open up that lane, he cut it to the outside. Breeden kind of surprisingly was hanging back for that cutback. Rather than pursuing forward, he laid back there and just waited for Mitch to make the cutback, try to cut it outside. Got him down low, which probably was a wise choice. You try to take Hewitt up high, and he's just going to bowl you over.
Johnny Savage also helped out Hewitt, this time left side, inside the 25-yard line and down to the 24-yard line. Again, it's Ryan Breeden there, also Nick Delguide. Just tough running from Mitch Hewitt. People ask me as I go through the week, you know, tell us about this Mitch Hewitt, and this is a perfect example. Quick to the hole, but then the strength that he has of just breaking tackles and dragging people. This is a textbook Mitch Hewitt run.
Yep, just slanted. Unfortunately, couldn't get squared up to get his full power going, but that's how the hole opened up on that little slant outside, and he gets good yardage. Get 9 yards on the 1st down play.
Sorry, John, a short 2. Makar looks like he's going to have the 1st down. Needed to get to the 22-yard line stripe, and that's where they'll spot it. So he should have the 1st down by the length of the football.
Yeah, again, it does depend on the spot. From this angle, it looks like it should. Yeah, they are waving the 1st down.
So the sticks continue to move for Chardon. And people ask me like I know anything. That's the scary part.
Well,
what do you think of this shoot?
You know what? The whole point is, if it's somebody at Chardon that's been watching, they're probably not going to ask you. It's the outside people.
Right.
You've seen them play.
And I can
you can tell. You know, so your opinion does matter. The more you see of them, the more he impresses you. You know, all these players, just the more you watch Chardon play, they just impress the heck out of you.
Hewitt again had Mike Piccirillo hanging on for dear life as he gets down to the 24, and there's a flag on the play. It's either holding or a face mask.
Yeah, for Chardon's viewpoint, I hope it is the face mask.
Oh, or a clip.
Wow. You really don't see the clip happening inside like that.
No, you don't. So a clip against Chardon will move the Hilltoppers back.
See if we can see anybody on a clip, but I don't know, unless they're saying that 31 was clip, but my goodness, you couldn't see the opening development of that play. I'm almost guessing that was in the type of position where he probably turned away from it.
So it is 1st down, and it looks to be about 20. What you saying? Yeah, 1st and 20. So it was 5 yards into the play is where the flag was thrown. So Chardon only loses 20. Opper splits wide to the far side. You just saw him coming out the right side of your screen. Davis going to keep it, breaks a tackle, has a hold of the 20, inside the 15 to the 10, and he is out of bounds inside the 5. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Davis is having a big again.
You know, what a playoff series he has had in 3 games.
He has had a tremendous playoff series.
Talk about the cream rising to the top, huh?
And the whole point is, a lot of this, again, you got to contribute to just the basic core offense. Hewitt's starting to get the holes inside. What they do is fake there. You can see Hewitt just tangles up that one guy. He gets sealed off a little more. Davis has got the outside lane just opened up for him there, and he just makes the best of it. Boy, that's the thing. You can't key on anybody out here. You key on Hewitt, you always get the big stats and stuff. Makar, Davis gonna burn you.
First and goal from the 4. Mitch goes left side. Oh, he got whacked by Piccirillo, but still was able to pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, he had the presence to just turn it and fall forward on that, but yeah, he got stood up big time. He was coming in low, and Piccirillo just grabbed him and just stood him up. You can see he's starting to bowl over there. Whoa!
You don't see Mitch get his head knocked back like that.
No, that was a good, solid hit, but like you said, he did have the presence to fall forward and make it well, we'll say a long 1 yard.
I think that's 6. Is that 6 minutes or 8 minutes on the clock? I can hardly tell.
I would almost guess 8. This is opening possession of the half. And I don't think they've eaten up that much, have they?
Hewitt, touchdown. Mitch Hewitt goes in from 1 yard out, and Chardon may be sealing their fate and sending themselves for one more week.
That could be. I mean, it's getting real big time crunch time for Mayfield, where they're almost getting put in a position here where they figure they got to score on every possession, because, you know, even if they do keep Chardon out of the end zone, Chardon's capable of moving the ball and just eating up clock. You know, that they can hold them to 2 first downs the way this game is transpiring. They'd be doing well, and that just eats up more and more time.
Scott Makar is good. So at the 8:07 mark, here in the 3rd quarter, it is Chardon 19 and Mayfield zip. And we've talked about it week in and week out, how important the first 4 or 5 minutes of that 3rd quarter are to see, and Chardon right down the field, effortless to score.
That was pretty much it. It was just a beautiful drive. And one thing that was different about this one, they started to open up the inside a little bit. You know, Hewitt was starting to get his lanes open up, getting his running room. You start opening up the inside there, him with the speed, you give him enough room, and he's just going to break it and take it all the way. So that's just a dangerous thing. You got to seal it. You hate to seal up the middle like that because it opens up so many other avenues, but you almost have to, because Hewitt with that speed could just burn you big time on a long drive.
So Makar to kick off once again. Don't forget that sports is going to continue all winter long here on GTV. Berkshire, Cardinal, and Chardon sports, basketball and wrestling. Check out right here on Channel 24 for all the replay times. We're also airing several holiday programs as well this month. So it should be an exciting time right here on GTV, Channel 24. We are here for you, and we'll be down at Chardon High School tomorrow evening as the Lady Hilltoppers take on the Lady Huskies from Cardinal. 2 teams in the viewing area, so you'll see that interspersed with football along the week. This is going to be just a great week for sports here on GTV as Makar squibs it again toward the sideline. That ball is loose, and it does get out of bounds.
Luckily, because that was a live ball. If it hadn't got out of bounds there, you know, Chardon could have recovered. And boy, you talk about a nail in the coffin. That probably would have been it.
Chris Scanlon almost came up with that football.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was Mayfield. It was just bouncing funny where they couldn't get to it, or they were kind of waiting for it to go out of bounds.
They're picking up the flag. So Mayfield will get the ball. No, it must have been touched in some, because it was touched before it went out of bounds. So that is a live ball, but it is not a penalty because someone touched it. So Mayfield touched it, or Chardon touched it, and went flying out of bounds, and that will give the Wildcats their first opportunity here in quarter number 3, and they need a score in the worst way. And we need a ball.
Yeah, it's tough.
And here it comes.
The linemen don't care. They don't care. They play without the ball. It's mano-mano. That's the name of their game or something. But those backs want to go with the ball.
Well, the center went to the middle of the field and not to one of the hash marks, and he was the first one to notice there was nothing to snap.
Yeah,
which is a good thing. He's paying attention.
That's right, dude.
First down.
You got to be intelligent to be a center.
First down and 10. They pitch it. Palazzo, forget about it. Lost a yard. Mitch Hewitt there. Also John Landstrom and Tim Smith.
Yeah, in answer to your question, that was the 8-minute mark is when that happened. As the clock finally goes on to 7, we can read it now. We know the difference between an 8 and a 6.
Well, there's a couple light bulbs out over there.
Just enough to make it difficult to tell which way it went.
Well, wishful thinking that we had a 6-minute drive. 2nd down and 11. Anthony Grasso under center. And they hand the ball to Palazzo, and we got flags and whistles and bean bags and everything. They're throwing whatever's in their pockets, they're throwing on the field.
Yeah, there's gum laying down there. A couple of credit cards.
Did you notice on the field tonight, when I know your limo got here late this evening, those darn limo services just don't know how to get you here on time.
No,
but when your limo got here late today, on the field there was grass clippings. Now this is an AstroTurf field. Mayfield has been a tradition for years where they bring their home field with them on the road. Sometimes dirt, sometimes.
Right?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So they just sprinkle a little bit of Mayfield there? And
they sprinkle a little bit of Mayfield.
Kind of nullifies the home court advantage? Is that what the deal is?
That's what they hope for. So far, that hasn't worked.
Not at all.
Up the gut they go to Dalvin Hill. And Hill
gets a rough 3, maybe.
Maybe. 3rd down and a dozen. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 31. He only got a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 14. 7 minutes and 4 seconds and counting here. 3rd quarter action. Chardon trying to take the next step to Massillon.
He just had no running room. They sealed every crack there. He tried to go in sideways and was just hammered down onto the turf. Yeah, this defense is just, you can't run against them. I think this week, if no other time, has really proved it.
Grasso to throw. Looks, throws, picked off. Scott Mackar at the 45. Down to the 30-yard line before he is corralled and dropped, I think, by Dave Siebert. Right into the hands of Scott Mackar, but Scott grabbing his left hamstring. And he is coming off, and I don't know what the problem is. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, hopefully so, but he is grabbing back there.
Grabbing his hamstring.
Yeah, that ball was just grabbed.
Scott's had a rough night. He's going to go down, and it's just a cramp as they put him down on the ground.
Yeah, that's good. That's just a couple of plays or so, and there's plenty of good people coming out to spell it. I'm assuming they'd be
John Landstrom
in. Yeah, number 45, John Landstrom's in to replace him.
All right, one of the line judges wants to talk to the official, or the referee, I should say.
Yeah, you hate to see anybody go out, obviously Krebs for a long distance, Platts when he went out, Mackar for a couple of plays doesn't hurt you, but it's always good to have a good teammate there ready to fill in the gap where, you really don't miss a beat.
They're pointing.
Talking to Coach Doyle
They're either
over
pointing
there
at the scoreboard or pointing at the fact that some of the stores are now closed at Parmatown. I'm not quite sure, but they're pointing in that direction. And now the officials will come back out on the field. Everybody seems to be happy. You see Scott getting that leg worked on.
Yeah, he's up. It looks like it's loosened up for him.
That's like waking up in the middle of the night with that cramp in your calf. Nothing worse. 1st down and 10. Davis keeps it. Davis squirts inside the 25 and puts his head down and gets to the 21-yard line before Mike Delguide made the tackle. Clock is running 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go from Byers Field in Parma. It is the state semifinals in Chardon. 19-0, trying to put the second nail in the coffin of Mayfield.
Now let's see if we can give, again, the News Herald special mention team. Rob Krebs, Brian Smith, Kyle Kaplan, Ryan Davis, and Dan Merritt. An honorable mention for Chardon, Ben Chua, Bob Kramer, Rusty Hopper. There's a lot of, when you perform like this, you get a lot of kids on the team.
Short gain for Chardon. They'll be about a yard shy of the 1st down. I think that was Mitch Hewitt, and Mitch is going to come off the field, and back into the game is Brian Smith. Also coming into the game for Chardon is Luke Chuha and Jay Hilkirk.
Incidentally, I was corrected on that. Remember last week when we alluded to the fact that the chant was Chew, Chew? It's Luke.
They're not booing, they're luking.
Somebody fell in love with the name Luke Chuha. Said it sounded Star Wars-like, and they started chants of Luke. So whenever you hear any you should hear it now.
Luke is close to the 1st down. He got inside the 20.
Depends on where the referee wants it. Nah, they're marking it short.
Yeah, he didn't.
They are marking it short.
needed to get to the 19-yard line for the first down.
Yes, Davis is signaling of what are we going to do, and I assume with Makar's
Smith and Mack are coming back in now, John.
Yeah, they're going to be running a play, though, or is that the kicking team coming out? There's quite a few of them. I'm guessing that's the kicking team.
The wind is really whipping in their face. Davis is staying in the game, and they're going to go for it. Why not?
Boy,
you got Mitch Hewitt in the backfield.
Little short yard to get it.
Well, actually, they're not going to have. Mitch is still on the sideline. Davis going to run the option, cuts it back, gets the first down and then some inside the 15, breaks the tackle, stays on his feet all the way down to the 7-yard line before he is knocked down from behind. Ryan Breeden on the tackle.
I think Mayfield is expecting, he's a little guy, will hit him and knock him over. That ain't going to work. Davis is so strong that you're going to have to wrap and take him down. Just a little bump and he's going to fall on his feet or something like that. Just isn't going to work. You're going to have to wrap those hands there and just take him down. He's elusive, having a super big game tonight.
Makar puts it on the ground at the 5. And we've got 2 guys fighting for the ball down there. Let's check, I can see it better on the replay. And Mayfield gets the football down at the 5-yard line. So Chardon's drive is thwarted.
That's 2 turnovers they've had down there, and knocking on a goal line. This game could be way out of reach right now if they wasn't for these 2 turnovers. We could be up in the 30s.
Really could be. And let's go down to the field now. And here's Tim Kelby. Tim, where is he? Andy. First down and 10. We'll have Tim in just a second.
Again, this is a defense got to hold him down here.
Palazzo gets to the 5, and that's all. Smith from behind. Opper came up, and also Brian Smith.
Yeah, unfortunately, the line of scrimmage is closer to the 7, so that 5 really didn't help him a whole bunch.
He got to the 5 because he started at the 3. He still lost 2 yards. Clock continues to run. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Now down on the field. Here's Tim.
Craig, Scott Makar, when he came off limping, it's the second time in a couple weeks he's had cramps. This time it's funny because he kept hollering to the trainer, I've been doing everything my dad told me. I'm doing everything, drinking fluids. I'm getting tired of this happening. But he's back into the game.
Well, I still believe, John, as you know, Father knows best.
Yes. Listen to Marty. He knows about drinking fluids.
And I was down visiting Marty tonight because we have made it a ritual to meet up before the ball game. And I got the same. My wife is saying, they're going to think you've only got one set of clothes. You wear the same sweater every week. Well, you got to stay with the program here. Not that I'm superstitious. Grasso fires across the middle. It's incomplete.
Defense did their job again. Held him down there. Got him in the face of the goal line. Held him to just 3 yards and 3 downs.
Ryan Breeden was the intended receiver. And now that will put the pressure on Breeden to punt from his own end zone.
He's going to have to do that. Chardon's going to get the good field position again. We're underneath 3 minutes, 3rd quarter, and that clock's going to start coming into play where every tick just goes closer to the Chardon victory.
Makar and Hilkirk will check that now. Ryan Davis. Makar and Davis will stand at midfield. The snap's a good one. Little wobbly end over ender, and Makar's going to call a fair catch, and Scott is thinking, wait a minute, I had like 10 yards in front of me.
Yeah, that's probably the safest thing.
Yeah.
Just take the ball, because like I said, right now you're reaching the point in the game where the clock just becomes your best friend, and everything you can eat up on that is good. You don't want to take a chance on any kind of mistake. Play conservative at this point.
So 19-0, Chardon leads it. Talking to Bob Doyle before the game. The Hilltoppers practice Thanksgiving morning at 6:30 till 9. And Bob's theory was get them up early. Bob's theory was feed them a lot of turkey, and then they'll fall asleep early and get a good night's rest.
Yeah,
Seems to have worked so far. Hewitt, left side, big hole, got some blockers in front of him, and the foot race is on, and Hewitt's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line, and that is Patty on the tackle.
Well, I tell you, they opened up a lane on that left side. Again, that's their weak side because, you know, they got an injured starter out there. But I guess when everything's going your way, there's no such thing as weak side. Oh, Chuha just stands his man, drives him off, you know, takes the linebacker, and he never entered into the play there.
All right, if Chuha does not have one of those T-shirts, Walsh, you're giving him yours.
No.
Yes, you are. He deserves it.
There's no way he's getting mine.
He
by the way, that wasn't
it.
a linebacker. That was Dustin Rogers, the right tackle. He stood him up, drove him off the ball.
Davis eludes a tackler, eludes another tackler, breaks to the 11-yard line before he's pancaked out of bounds. Derek Buell on the tackle, and Ryan Davis again showing some tenacity there and picked up 4 yards, and a tough 4 yards it was. You have to give him that T-shirt if he doesn't have one.
No. No, I'm sorry. I love that shirt. It was given me before the game. That belongs to me. Sorry, man.
Whatever happened for the good of the kids? Whatever happened to them?
No, I'll be selfish on this one.
Well, I know, guys.
I love the offense.
Old guys on fixed incomes,
That's
you know,
right.
you need any free clothes you can get, right?
I need stuff to sleep in.
2nd down and 6. Hewitt, big hole again to the 5. Touchdown!
You know,
Hewitt from 12 yards out. Gotta love it.
You start to take a look at that Mayfield team, and they're starting to look like a beat team. You know, they're standing around, putting the hands on the hips. I think they just kind of look and say, what can we do? You know, we can't move the ball on these guys. We can't really stop them. They haven't had a successful stand yet where it's been 3 and out. I think they've got a first down on every possession they've had so far. So, you know, they're kind of beat. If you look at them, you'll see after every play, you see the hands go onto the hip, and that's kind of a sign of frustration, discouragement. You know, it's like you're just out of it.
And a sign that our defense has been on the field too long is Davis's 2-point conversion attempt is no good. So with 2:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter, Chardon with a commanding 25-0 lead, and I go back to what I say every week. The offense is putting up the numbers, but look at the scoreboard and look what the visitor side of the scoreboard said, and there's a goose egg there. The defense once again is rising to the occasion and allowing this offense to do their thing. And I think you're talking about being beat on Mayfield's side. Their defense has been on the field for all but, what, 3 plays of this quarter already?
Oh, yeah.
Long time.
That's the whole thing. They're keeping this ball, driving it, and, you know, forcing them to have the team on the field they don't want. They want their offensive unit out there. But I agree with you. I mean, you're going to go into these playoffs. It's like Mayfield. Once you get into these playoffs, you can't do it with just offense. You win championships with defense. If you got enough offense to make it very comfortable or something, all the better. But defense is what really wins you the championships. Fortunately for Chardon, they got enough offense that they can put the good numbers on the board. You know, they can have a breakdown or two. Like East Liverpool, they had a 93-yard run last week. Didn't hurt them a bit because their offense was putting up big numbers again. You see a lot of happy Chardon fans out there.
The Hilltopper marching band thinking, you know what, we get to do this one more time.
That's right. We get to go to Paul Brown Stadium. And, you know, it's not quite official. It's not Fat Lady singing time yet, but
she's tuning up.
She's gargling.
I tell you, Paul Brown, what's going to be nice about Paul Brown Stadium this year is that the middle games of the day are being played down the road at Fawcett Stadium, so you won't have that nightmare in the parking lot of one game letting out while you're trying to get psyched up for the other game.
Yeah, that was good planning.
Yeah, it's great planning.
It's unfortunate everybody doesn't get to play that. That ball was touched, so it's live.
Fawcett Stadium, not a bad place to play, though. I mean, that's where the pros play, for crying out loud.
Oh, no question, but it's kind of... that's Paul Brown. That's like football tradition. I'll never forget when we went there in '94. It was the first time I'd ever been there.
Is that right?
You kind of come over that rise, see the place there. I got goosebumps. I really did. It was like, wow. And, you know, it's not brand new. Like, there's a lot. This is a nicer field, actually, you know, newer looking. Bedford's a gorgeous facility and all, but just the tradition that oozes out of that.
Kind of like Mollenkopf Stadium last week in Warren.
That was a very nice field. It was like the birthplace of football, but we still got a goodly amount here. We're not writing Mayfield off as of yet.
Oh, we're starting to. Let's be fair now. This defense is so good. And Mayfield, you know, again, week in and week out, we've said it, you know, 3 weeks in a row, Chardon has faced offensive units that run the football tremendously. 1,000-yard rushers and then some, week in and week out. And week in and week out, they put the clamps on them. And unfortunately for Mayfield, unlike unlike Dover, who had the opportunity to throw the ball as well with a good quarterback, they, you know, Grasso has run this offense well, but they cannot rely on this kid to throw the football. And there's a knockdown right there.
Yeah, I think that was Tim Smith blitzing in from the middle there. He tried to dump a quick one off, and Tim got the hands up and knocked it. We'll have to see if that was Tim. I think that's who. Yeah, there he is right there. Gets a hands on the ball, just knocks it away.
Lebanon was beating Salina at halftime 28-7. So maybe
see one of my linemen, Chris Dackwitz, had a little extracurricular going on with it, just manhandling some guy.
3rd down and 8. Grasso will have to throw it again. Pump fakes, fires short. Pass was intended for Mark Belfiore, and that skipped into Mark's hands and a 4th down.
You know, it's got to be frustrating. You got to pass. There's nothing you do because you just can't run against this. It's just too much quickness up there. If you're going to run, it's got to be straight ahead, and it's just got to be bull force. Besides the quickness of these up front guys, they got strength. You know, so you can't just muscle them out of the way. That's just a superior defense out there.
4th down and 8. Breeden to punt again. Makar again, fair catches it at the 34.
He might be under orders at this point in the game. Just let's play it safe. Don't even take a chance on making the big play. You know, the big plays will come.
1 minute and 30 seconds remain, 3rd quarter. Chardon on top now by a score of 25-0. Again, Chardon held East Liverpool to 6 points last week at Mollenkoff Stadium. And they went on to win it 31-6. Mayfield has come back several times during the season, including 14-0 deficit last week against Midview, but this is a different week, a different team, and a 25-point deficit.
And a lot less time to come back in, as we're down to the 1:30 mark here in the 3rd quarter, so we're down to 14.5 minutes of 13.5. Wish I could add of football.
Hewitt busts his way to the 42, and a flag flies.
Again, Hewitt's going to his cover his ball mode right there, as he's just protecting that ball, because Mayfield's almost reached that desperation where you got to start the stripping attempts on every play here, because they got to make something happen. They got to make it happen quick.
And holding is the call against the Toppers, and that'll move the football back. The flag came down at the 37. So they will march it back to the 27-yard line.
Really? I don't
that'll
think
make it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
That'll make it about, what, 17? 1st and 17?
I was going to say, we really haven't had that much in the way of penalties. Now, Chardon had a couple of the false starts going a little earlier, but I don't think the flag's been out on the field more than, say, half a dozen times this whole game.
I don't mention that anymore. The last time I did that was a couple weeks ago. I was doing the Menor-Strongsville game, and it was an unbelievable turn of events. Hewitt again breaks the tackle, has a blocker in front of him, and he didn't utilize the blocker. Breeden makes the tackle. If he'd let Jay Hilkirk just throw his body in front of him, he might still be running.
Yeah, what he should have done at that time was probably just a quick little Walter Payton stutter step or something. Give his time for his blocker to set up, because Hilkirk kind of didn't have the time to adjust and get the block in properly. But nonetheless, it's they get those yards back plus a couple.
The sophomore Luke Chuha comes into the ball game, 5'9", 200 pounds, wearing number 4. Also, Brian Smith is into the game. Second down and 7. They hand it to Smith, and Smith.
Did he fumble? Yeah, he did fumble it.
Yeah, and it's
went
recovered
backwards.
by
Chuha, I believe. Yeah, that ball kind of must have popped it, and it just shot backwards, because he had a little bit of a gain going, got maybe back to the line of scrimmage off the fumble.
So 3rd down, actually might have lost a little bit, 3rd down and 8 officially. Clock is running, all right, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So we have played 3 quarters of football here at Byers Field in Parma. Chardon well on their way to another state championship game. They lead it by a score of 25-0.
Yeah,
Feeling pretty good about it right now. How about you?
Should be, because even with the 2-point conversion stuff, they're going to need 4 scores of some kind to get in there.
Though tonight's cablecast is not funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, we'd like to again extend thanks to GTV funding communities of Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. All 6 of these communities have renewed their contracts with GTV, so we're thrilled to be able to continue to bring you local public service programming with a special emphasis on those communities. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to our viewers for their support. The response has been absolutely wonderful. We are thrilled to be here. And again, we made this plea last week. You've heard us run through the sponsors a couple times. We'll do it once again at the end of the game because of the Chardon boosters and all those sponsors. That's the reason we are here tonight. So please pick up the phone, give them a call, let them know that you appreciate watching the games right here on GTV. Let's go down to the field for our typical third quarter interview. Here's Tim.
Okay, Craig, with our traditional AD report here at the end of the third quarter on a traditional Thanksgiving weekend. And so far, Bob Francis, the Hilltoppers have been able to carve out some Wildcats.
They've looked pretty good so far. Both teams have looked good so far. It's been pretty much a dogfight, unfortunately for us so far. We're on the better end of the score, but 12 minutes to go yet, and I hope we can hang on.
Oh, you're going to hang on. No problems. What does the AD do now with the potential, obviously, of going to the state final now next weekend? What is your immediate preparation for the game?
Well, whichever team wins, the head coach, the AD, and the principal will go to Columbus for a meeting on Sunday, and from there they'll instruct us on, what to expect in that, and so it'll either be one of us over there on Sunday, and like I said, I hope it's us.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be talking to you on our AD report next week down in Massillon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Bob Francis, Chardon AD. Craig?
Thanks, Tim. Can't break with tradition. We started talking to Bob between the third and fourth quarter. And again, we're not superstitious people, though. Not at all.
Yeah, Tim, before he goes away, tell Bob he can loosen up just a little bit there and talk about whichever team wins. Be a little confident. We're going out. Me, Doyle, and who do you say third one? The principal and DeLong are going down to Columbus tomorrow or Sunday.
So the ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. 2 huge runs by Chardon's offense to keep the clock moving and, more importantly, get closer to punching another one in the end zone. 1st and 10. Hewitt single setback now.
Yeah, this is an impressive display. I mean,
Hewitt.
You talk about a team peaking at the right time. They started last week and continue into this week. They're playing, very good football. It's like dominating football. At this level, these teams should be a little bit better match than this, but Chardon just taking away everything from them defensively and moving the ball tonight pretty much at will.
Johnny Savage on the tackle for Mayfield. Well, I missed the Brooks and Dunn concert last weekend, and next week will be the father-daughter dance. I'll have to make up dinner to my daughters in a couple of weeks because we can't. Honey, I'm going to Massillon.
Yeah, the way it's looking, talk to Mayor John Parks. You might be able to take your wife on Mother's Day to a little breakfast in Mayfield way.
Platt's on the reception, and he is brought down by Derek Buell, and that's a first down. So Kevin Platts gets his first reception of the night.
Just showing another facet of the offense, It's Seal on the runs. We'll just pass it a little bit to our tight end out here.
It's got to scare you to death. And I'll talk to, if it's the Lebanon coach during the week, I'm sure, just to see what his impression of, I know his impression of this offense is going to be that of, they're very good, but it's got to, honest to gosh, scare you to death at the weapons that this Chardon team has. And I hate to belabor the point, but it's the truth. Week in and week out,
so many
different people can hurt you.
You're sealing somebody like they were Hewitt earlier in the game. That just opens up Davis and Mackar for bigger runs.
Mitch stays on his feet. Touchdown! 13 yards out. He ran 2 more people over. It's the hat trick for Mitch Hewitt, and Chardon extends the lead to 31-0.
Oh, this is just.
I'm going to take, I'm going to take the day off Friday. I might even go to that Division Division 6 game first.
Okay, that's what, 11 in the morning.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Starts. Possibly.
We're going to be down there anyway. May as well just park the car once, go see a couple games.
Okay, is that Division 6 that opens up?
Should be
on
Division
Friday?
6, I think, and then they'll play Division 4.
Would be at McKinley.
Which is not a bad little drive. We'll hop a cab. We'll go over watch that game. Are you kidding? Makar's extra point is good. And at the 9:48 mark here in the fourth quarter, the stands on the far side are thinning out a wee bit. It is 32-0. Chardon, with a second week in a row, they have scored over 30. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's...
What did I say Mitch went in from 12 yards again?
I believe that was 12, yeah.
I forget. That's his third touchdown this half. Scott Makar had a 7-yard touchdown run with 6:40 to go in the first quarter. He missed the extra point. It was 6-0. Then we waited to the 9:26 mark in the second quarter. Ryan Davis, just a little off tackle play for 80 yards. Thank you very much. And the 2-point conversion failed. It was 12-0 Chardon at the half. Now Hewitt with a 1-yard run, a 12-yard run, and another 12-yard run. All three PATs were good. Nope, check that. Makar missed. Oh, how do I do on this? I can't even count.
Second one, where you at? You're on second touchdown or third touchdown?
Second touchdown.
Second touchdown was an incomplete pass.
That's
they tried
right.
for 2.
That's right. 2 points was no good, and now Makar makes another one.
You believe me? I'm strictly going by memory, and at my age, I don't know if that's a good idea to follow what I'm saying.
Come on. You found your way here tonight. You remembered how to get here.
Twice I came here.
That's a great story. Oh, Scott Makar. Well, you got halfway here, and then you realize that, geez, I'm getting the limo to bring me. Say to go all the way home again.
That's right. I forgot to. Driver forgot his hat. By the way, just to update you, the information Francis gave me, the one on career Chardon playoff scoring records, Makar is within 5 right now of the leader, which is leading scorer.
Gary Renner.
No, it's Neil.
Scott. Sorry.
I mean, he just.
I'm going to write that down.
A tremendous play.
Ask me another one.
Guess him anytime. No, not at this time.
First down and 10. The ball is at the 36-yard line. Grasso under center. Hands the ball to Palazzo. Platts splats him down at the 34. Still think we ought to get T-shirts for the Platts splats. Well, we could market this team, Walsh. We could make some money.
Oh, geez. We're selling high school kids.
Well, you won't give them a shirt for crying out loud.
I'm not selling them. I'm keeping my shirt. I'm sorry.
Can help Kevin go through college, buddy.
Hey, drop my shirt, okay? That's my shirt. I'm sorry.
I didn't get one.
Kevin may have one as a tight end. I'm not sure if they gave him. Chua may have one. I'm not sure if they gave that. There's their little.
There's Breeden on that little counter reverse. And he is up to midfield before Landstrom finally brings him down. He did run over Dan Merritt at first. Sophomore got to meet got to meet Ryan Breeden. The ball will be spotted at the 49-yard line of Chardon. 8 minutes and 56 seconds and counting.
That's the only play on the ground they've had success with. They had that one where they blocked good to the outside, and then that one twice. But short of that, I think you can measure on one hand the long gains.
Yeah. This is Palazzo, and Platts from behind grabs him around the ankles and gives him a 1-yard gain. So it'll be second down and 9. The Chardon defense continues to shine this evening. I love to look up at the scoreboard in that visitor column and see that goose egg.
Yeah, and we're getting down to the 8-minute mark in the game.
I just think that this team has been so focused week in and week out. If they don't win the state championship, it's going to be a darn good team that beats them, because I don't think they're going to beat themselves.
No.
They've made mistakes the last 2 weeks. They put the ball on the ground. They've thrown a couple interceptions, but for the most part, they have played flawless.
Ooh, good drive.
Great run by Palazzo, because he was dragging
he showed some
defenders.
Good power in that one.
I think that was Brian Smith who was hanging on for dear life, took a little ride.
There might have been a couple of them.
Hewitt was there as well, I think. 3rd down and 2, though.
Here you can see the replay right here. Is you got good blocking up front, and they just kind of screen the wall, and yeah, you got Chuha dangling around there. Hewitt came in at the end, and that might have been Brian Smith on the backside. I couldn't really see his number.
3rd down and 2. Breeden again with the ball. Breeden gets the 1st down as he bounces inside the 40. Needed to get to the 39, got to the 38.5-yard line.
Yeah,
so that'll be a
forward.
1st down.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen much of tonight, is them moving the chains when Mayfield has the ball.
You know, one thing we should, Tony Ware is one of the assistant coaches for Mayfield. He's also the head girls basketball coach. And as we've been telling you, girls season starts tomorrow. So Tony's been doing double duty going back and forth, which is tough to do.
Oh, that's got to be.
He said that he's been going to, he's had 3 late practices every week, and he lets the assistants do the rest during the day. And he's already told his first assistant, we lose the first game, it's your fault. The pass, complete. Palazzo gets drilled by Merritt.
That was a nice pass. He laid it right in front of the Landstrom had good front coverage on him there. Kind of went to slap the ball, wasn't able to hit it because that ball was just delivered perfectly on target there. You can see, watch Landstrom. Well, I guess you won't be able to. There he is. Just able to miss it. This Palazzo just had a little bit of an angle on him, and Grasso just laid it right in there.
And that's a 1st down. We're down to 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, this plus the drive just before the half are Mayfield's best 2 offensive efforts of the night.
Hill brought down from behind by Brian Smith. Coming up after the ball game, hopefully Tim will be able to corral Coach Bob Doyle. Bob has been very good to us here on the pregame and postgame, and it's tough. I mean, you're in the biggest games of the year, and has still been very accommodating to us with information and accessibility before and after the games. We certainly do appreciate that, and getting to know his staff a little better before these games. Just fun. Makes me feel like part of the community, which this is
he's
very neat.
Extremely accommodating, and the thing is, he just stays focused and calm, and that reflects onto his team. You know, I mean, that's how you got to go at these games.
One of the other members of the media said to me before the game, boy, he is really tough to pin down during the week. I said, he's like no other coach that I know. Most of them, you can get a hold of them anytime you want during the week, but on game night, you have to pick your spots. Bob's the opposite. Bob is very focused during the week, but come the night of the game, he thinks the hay's in the barn. So he's told us before, as long as you get me on my interview before kickoff at 7:30, I give you all the time you want.
Well, the truth is, you win games during practice.
Absolutely.
You know, you practice well, you scout the other team, know their tendencies, and just execute.
Grasso throws, looks, has a man. Makar goes up and takes it away from him. Makar stays on his feet, has some blockers out ahead. He will cut it back to the middle of the field. Makar puts on a good move, and Grasso brings him down at the 38. What a great play by Scott Makar, because I think that was in the hands of Matt Patty, and Makar literally took it out of his hands.
Yeah, that was a great interception. He kind of read that close fast, came up behind, and actually took the ball after see. I think he caught it cleanly himself. Yeah, he just went over the top and grabbed it away. Good footwork there, too, to stay in bounds, and boy, he got a heck of a return out of it. Played his blockers. Unfortunately, they were able to catch him up from behind here as he was waiting for things to materialize. People got in the way, but just a tremendous interception and run back.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable effort. Platts is down on one knee at midfield, and down on the field, there's Tim Kelby. Timmy?
All right, Craig, down in the sidelines, and I guess you could probably say is Rob Vici would be like a proud papa with some of these fellas that are out in the sides, having coached them as far back as their 7th grade.
Yeah, this senior class when they were in 7th grade, and I had some of them actually in the line for it.
How's it feel to see these guys out here going for a state championship?
Great to see them mature into fine football players and great young men. They're a class group.
When you have some youngsters like this way back in the 7th grade, did you ever think that the time would come when they would they would develop and reach this pinnacle of their high school careers?
Well, they started off with me in 7th grade not losing a game, and they didn't lose a game in 8th grade, and we could see that they are a pretty good group.
Obviously, too, they got some good coaching.
Well, we hope so.
Okay. Good luck. Okay, Craig, back to you.
So humble. Of course, I mean, and that's where you start, though. And most coaches that have successful programs will tell you, it's guys like him that start them at the 7th grade, thinking the right way and doing the right things that make them successful. They give the ball to Landstrom, and Landstrom gets down to the 34-yard line. So John will pick up about 4 or 5.
Yeah, you hate to see that chugging for that extra few inches when he's around that ankle, because that's where you can twist him up good. Just, especially at this point in the game, just go down. You know, you got your 5 yards, solid carry. Don't risk any kind of injuries, because we're going to need you.
Looks like Scott, I think that's Scott Mackar down below again, got the hamstring thing going with the cramp. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, that is Mackar.
It's Tim Smith, and Tim Smith gets close to a 1st down.
That's good to see Tim carrying the ball. He doesn't get many carries. He's primarily a blocking man. I mean, a dynamite blocking man. He almost could get a hog shirt, you know, because he's a back, but he blocks primarily.
17 carries on the regular season for 144 yards, 8.5-yard carry. Not bad for a guy who doesn't see it much.
No, but he's on the field a lot. And I'll tell you, he loves the contact. Well, obviously, you could see that from his middle linebacker position, but it's a blocking man. If you watch a lot of these plays materialize, Mayfield has a counterpart, Dyke Delguide, who serves the same purpose. These are the guys that, you know, they don't get their names mentioned that much because they're doing the grunt work again, but, you know, without them, things don't happen. You know, they're like an extension of the Hogs, if you will.
3rd down and inches await the Hilltoppers. 4 minutes and 14 seconds to the trip to Massillon. The referee again tells him, get back in there. Kyle Kaplan keeps sprinting. Nope, actually got a new center in there for sure.
Yeah, it's McCummins.
Yeah.
And I see you got
Paul McCummins.
We got Desikevich over at the right guard position. Still Kramer out there at left. Have to see, they might be substituting in a little bit, giving these guys a chance to play.
Hard count by Davis draws the Wildcats offside, and that will be a 1st down by way of penalty.
Yeah, we'll have to pick up some of these numbers that are coming into the game.
You kill me, though.
Right there, James Andre just checked into the game with wide out.
The only guy I know.
Oh, would you stop with my
glasses? Picks up a roster and takes his glasses off to read it.
I saw that coming. And I'm looking for the lineman numbers first. We'll get those guys listed first.
1st down and 10. It wouldn't be right if I didn't give you a little shot here and there, John. People expect it out of me now.
Oh, geez, we got number 59 at left tackle. Do you have a roster that shows you number 59?
Red keeps stealing it from me over here.
See if you can find a 59.
No, sir.
This one doesn't list.
No, sir. Gain of a yard for Luke Chuha.
It's a mystery hog. We have a mystery hog on the field.
Whole hog. Isn't that a great slogan, though?
Oh, yeah. You got the hog with the ball ready to snap it. It's a center hog.
2nd down and 10. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remain for a trip to Massillon. We're going to Massillon, and I can't wait. Flags fly. We got illegal motion as Chuha stretches forward to the 21-yard line, but this is going to come back. Illegal shift against the Hilltoppers will march them back 5. A little out of sync again. This drive.
Scott Yeager, one of the other seniors on this team, is over there at tight end position. I think that's about it. We got a lot of the original players still in place. We got a handful of substitutions, which is great.
Got to get the playoff experience. And how about Bob Doyle trying to do a nice thing for his freshmen? Sends the state a freshman roster and says, could you please add this to the program? Well, the official program, which I don't know how many gazillion copies have already printed.
That's going to be next week, too. Same program.
That's what I mean. The same program has just the freshman roster in it. Landstrom in the open to the 10 down to the 8-yard line. before he is brought down by Matt Patty.
Well, he's explosive, isn't he?
Yep.
Every time he gets in there, he's noticeable right away.
John Landstrom licking his chops, thinking, "I'll be back next year. I'll be back."
Flag down on that field. They're talking to Chardon, though. Personal foul, possibly, or what?
I don't know.
He's coming forward to make our signal here.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against me. And I don't know if we've got that play on replay, Andy, or not. But at the end, Matt Patty kind of rolled Landstrom 2 times when he comes. Watch, keep this thing going until the play is well done, because he grabs him, and I don't know. He rolls him over here, then he picks him up, rolls him over again. I don't know if that was it.
That was pretty. He had it on the ankle too. That's,
yeah, I don't know if that was the call, but to me that was kind of right.
Should have been. That's asking for an injury, an unnecessary injury.
So they'll move the football down to the 3. 2 minutes and 26 seconds to go. Luke Chuha is in the backfield with Landstrom. And it's Luke. And Luke just gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
There you got Brian Smith lead blocking for him out there. Was there a Chew chant going on? Could you hear it? Well, I'm sorry, not a Chew, a Luke chant. Oh, God, I'll get the calls again. It's incredible how many calls I got about that point. I just wanted you to let you know.
Well,
it wasn't Chew, it was Luke.
Either or, it was a chant of love for the young man, right?
I'm going to chant Chew because it covers 2 players.
Yeah, covers. That's why I thought.
Brother Ben, too.
Again, it's Luke Chuha.
No, they kind of stood him up there at the 1.5 or so.
They're giving the sophomore an opportunity, and I think what you're seeing now with Landstrom and Chuha, that is what we're going to see next year in the way of the running backs.
Theoretically, 2 of the backs in that backfield. Possibly, Brian Smith could take
as well, right?
He could take the Tim Smith role as the blocking. That might be next year's backfield, except for they still got Davis in the quarterback. I don't believe he's going to be back next year.
No, he won't.
No, I mean, is he in right now? I know he's a senior. Yeah, yeah.
He is still in the game.
Unless he redshirts his freshman year at college and plays for his high school team.
We may have offsides against Mayfield again. Hilltopper faithful to their feet. Sparse crowd on the far side. I'll say one thing, across the far side at the 30-yard line, the student section is still in mass for the Mayfield Wildcats. That'll move the ball half the distance to the goal.
And the Chardon crowd, I don't see a lot of holes down there. There's a few, but not a lot. Everybody's still staying and
shut the door because
keeping them all the way. Yeah, that is. The wind's blowing in.
Luke checks it to Landstrom. Didn't get in. Wow.
Body's laying over.
Yeah, they pulled him out of the end zone, but he's at
knee might have went down just a hair earlier than that.
He's at the 1-inch line.
Oh, man.
Doesn't get in.
Look at that. It's not even a shoe width. That thing is laying that close to the goal line.
And Bob Doyle and his Chardon Hilltoppers are going to make their way back to Paul Brown Stadium.
They're not going to run another play.
Mr. Walsh, I can't wait. It will be awesome, just like it was 5 years ago. And the Hilltoppers go to the line of scrimmage, and they will not have to run a play. And they congratulate the Mayfield Wildcats on a nice season, but the bottom line is Chardon's season continues, and Mayfield's does not. What an outstanding night of football for the Chardon Hilltoppers as they win convincingly, 32-0. Oh,
yeah, that was
chills there when the final second ticked off the clock, because this is something that we had been talking about since week 1, John, and then we finally got to do a couple of games, and once I got to see him, you really believe that this could happen.
You just saw there was something special here in this group early on. That's what I said. After about the 3rd game or so, I think everybody was believing that this team's got the potential to take it all the way, and they've gone all the way. They have one more step to be the team, but they've made it to state.
Unbelievable. Well, not really unbelievable, just fabulous more than
That's
anything.
a good, solid football team. I mean,
You got that right. 32-0 is our final score. We're hoping to have Coach Bob Doyle along with Tim Kelby, and we will do that next.
Okay, Craig, and little post-game speech here in Auto Coach Bob Doyle. Face Lebanon, indeed. Go after it.
I'll tell you what, it's great going to Massillon. It is. It's a mecca of high school football. It's absolutely a great place to play. You know, it's a tribute to these kids to get to Massillon, and you know, not too many schools get to make more than one trip to Massillon, and it's, you know, it's really a tribute to our program and our players and our coaches. I'm really excited.
I'll tell you what, except for the couple of fumbles tonight inside the 10, I think you played a darn near perfect football game tonight.
Yeah, we did. You know, we kind of answered the question about what do you do with 2,000-yard runners? You shut them out, you know. And I thought our kids just did a great job defensively. I thought they were really well prepared, and you know, we took a lot of time off the clock is what we wanted to do. I thought it was a great effort all the way around.
Congratulations, and we'll talk to you again next weekend in Massillon.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much.
Craig, back up to you.
Much, Tim, and that is going to do it here from Byers Field in Parma. The final again is 32-0, and before we get out of here, we'd like to tell you that we will be back again next week from Byers Field. We'll be bringing you Chardon Hilltopper football as we had hoped for 4 straight weeks, all the way down to the state finals, and that is where we will be. Before we leave, we'd like to remind you that these people brought you the game each and every week so far, and hopefully back again with us next week. Tonight's game is brought to you by Connecticut Incorporated, by Junction Auto Sales, by Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service since 1859, by the law firm of Newman, Leary, and Bryce, by Universal Disposal, rubbish and garbage collection for commercial, residential, and industrial, 286-3173, by Clemson Excavating. Tonight's game also brought to you by Chardon Square Auto Body, Max Dugan's Restaurant and Lounge, Gary's Towing and Service for all your automotive needs, Friel & Associates, Certified Public Accountants, Howder's Lawn and Sport, Honda and Cub Cadet snow throwers are now in stock, Lawson Ford and Mercury, Chardon Metal Products, ISO 9002 certified, Diamond Machinery Company, Chardon, 286-4969, Hamden Building Products for all your building needs, Civic & Associates, Certified Public Accountants and Management Consultants, A.J. Goulder Electric Company, Richards Maple Products, gift packages year-round. Call for our free brochure. Air Cleaning Systems Corporation, clean air for business and industry, 285-3565. Midas Auto Systems, exhaust, brake, suspension, and tires. Sitco, manufacturer of precision diamond and CB tooling. Alvord Insurance Agency. Residence Artists for all your painting and remodeling needs. The Ayrshire Corporation. Chardon Auto Parts for all your auto parts needs. Quay Buick. Buick stands for quality, and quality begins with QUA. Ken's Transport Incorporated, bulk haulers. Home and Business Storage, 204 5th Avenue, Chardon, and US 422 in Troy, 285-3653. The Maple Leaf Restaurant at 540 Water Street. Peterson and Eyebold, attorneys at law. Chiaga Art and Framing Gallery, 301 Center Street, Chardon. Bostwick's True Value Hardware. Patrick's Pizza, open 7 days a week. Takeout or delivery, it's 286-9577. And by GTV, local public service programming for Burton Township, Burton Village, Chardon Township, Chardon Village, Hamden Township, and Middlefield Village. GTV, we're here for you. For my partner John Walsh and Tim Kelby, I'm Craig D saying so long from Byers Field. Tonight's game is produced by Dave Jevnikar. The director is Andy Baldonado. The tape replay, Chris Reckner. Audio and graphics, Jason Bednarski. I'm doing the play-by-play. John Walsh doing the color commentary. Camera operators, Tom Klebe, Brian Stone Cold Travlik, and Greg Ross. Grips, Michael Dees, and Sean Kelly. So from Parma's Byers Field, 32-0 is the final. We'll talk again next week from Paul Brown Stadium. It's the Hilltoppers going to the state finals with a 32-zip lead. We'll talk to you again next time on GTV.